Welcome to Mycelium Madness. I am Janelle, and I'll be attempting to corral the chaos during this D&D 5e game. This story is a Kickstarter I backed a while ago because it seemed fun. It was successfully funded, so here we are. We have tonight with us Matthew, my little brother, Polly, also known as the Mother of Jedi, Matt, who plays Victor on DK on Wednesdays, Jesse, everyone knows as Jables917, and Ryan, the OG DM for the Adventure Archive. Some upcoming things we have on the Adventure Archive before we kick this off are Ryan.
Hi. We're so it's Monday, right?
Upcoming thing.
So
Wednesday, we have Dark Kingdoms, continuation of our very long-running evil campaign. Thursday, we are starting episode 1 or session 1 of Victory Basic, the OSR style kind of variant of Dungeon World made by Source of Victory. And Saturday, myself and Hunter will be doing the weekly scroll. And this week, we're going to be going over the game Warpland, which is a fun, interesting game. So definitely be here to check those out. A lot of new stuff happening this week.
Awesome. All right. To kick off the game, our party has been tasked by Evie Ruin Frasbill, the middle-aged gnome owner of a tavern we frequent, with cleansing it. It seems a couple of days ago, the bar was particularly busy, but near midnight, a few patrons mysteriously disappeared. Sir Frankfurter, the senile old washed-up ex-adventurer, was among them. The bar was closed for the night, but when Everruin arrived in the morning, he found the door ajar, and his morning opener was nowhere to be found, except for the key ring stuck in the door's lock. Everruin quickly locked the tavern up again, but the town guard is too busy to figure out the issue. You, dear adventurers, learned of your favorite tavern's closing, and offered your services in order to get it open again. In return, Everruin has offered as much of their finest ale as you can drink, and whatever dust-covered items he can scrounge up in his lost and found bin inside the tavern. We begin our scene standing outside the Beatham's Bottle Stopper Inn.
What a great name.
We also already hit a level 3 hype train.
Holy heck!
So thank you all so much for all the gift subs. Griffin Blade, thank you for the gifting. Papa Jedi, thanks for the gift subs. Steph, thank you so much for dropping 5 gift subs in there. We really appreciate that. Let me just a little message for Steph there. Oh, hope somebody spelled it right. There you go. You could be I don't know if you could be just a little bit louder. Janelle, chat says that you're a little quiet.
No. Okay. I will attempt to project.
Yeah, speak from
the gut. So it is the late afternoon. There's a smattering of people around, but without the pull of the tavern, the square isn't nearly as busy as you're used to seeing. Now, to introduce our characters. Matthew, please describe Joel.
Oh, I get to go first.
You get to go first.
So I'm going to be playing Joel. He's a turtle druid. He is green of skin and black of shell. His shell is completely dark except for white pinpricks where the crevices of the shell meet. He's a fun-loving little turtle who just wants to hang out with his friends and keep himself free.
Excellent. Polly, please describe Wolfie.
Hey, so I will be playing Vothy. She is a Goliath wild magic barbarian. She was exiled from her tribe and taken in by these guys about a year ago, and is just very fiercely loyal to them and would do anything to keep the group safe.
Matt, please describe Iz.
Good day to you, sir. Is a noble elf born in the cold mountains. He is name is Isbjörg Frostpeak, but his friends call him Is. He's a moon elf who has androgynous appearance, but he goes by he, him, his pronouns, of course, because it's 2021. He loves drinking at Beadham's Bottle Stopper Tavern, and he has met all of his friends at various times, either freezing a magic user who was teaching one of them druid tricks, or perhaps meeting another friend in the mountains. We shall see how this goes. But yes, he's very sneaky and can do sparkly things, according to our DM.
It's true. Jesse, please describe Goro.
Koro is a changeling wild magic sorcerer. We have been adventuring for a year together, so the whole group would already know this. Koro was discovered as a changeling in his early years, and his parents locked him away, which ended up resulting in a glowing ring that is embedded into his chest that just gradually got brighter and brighter until things started erupting out of it. And that's how the innate wild magic began and was formed. So yeah.
I love it. And Ryan, please tell us about Felwyn.
Feldwin Fiddlefebble is a gnome artificer who knows that magic is not real.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yes. Met the party
I love his name.
roughly a year ago and has been trying to inform these magicians, not call them sorcerers or magic users, that it just takes time for science to prove their tricks. And they also seemed young and inexperienced and needed a helpful fatherly hand to guide them. And that is me.
Excellent.
Our characters are gonna get along so well.
Quiet magician.
Felwyn and Iz, please describe your little friends.
Iz's friend is a snowy owl named Anya. She's quite magical, though, and can disappear at the snap of a finger.
And Felwyn.
My friend, it's merely a piece of tech. It is a small spider-like object I have rebuilt 27 times because the thing will not stop malfunctioning and breaking. Not much more than that. It's a piece of jet with tech attached to it.
Excellent.
Much
Ooh,
cooler
all
than
right.
number 26.
We are getting loaded up with some blesses here, so let me
Boy.
let's go ahead and
Nice.
throw those in.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. All right, someone help me start from the top. Rogue wants one for Iz, so that is Matt. I don't know why I put people's real names in here instead of their character names every single time.
Yeah.
But Iz, you have one. What do I got? Vothi. Who's Vothi? I don't oh,
It's
Jedi Mama.
Ollie.
Yeah. Jedi Mama.
Ollie.
He's gonna refuse to say my name, and I
I
think it's
can't.
hilarious.
It's in my brain and I
mental
can't
block.
stop. All right, can someone? There's a lot. Can someone help me start adding some of these
I'll read
up?
them down to you.
Yes, all right.
Thank you, Jeff.
You got one for Vothi. You got there's one for Joel.
Matthew.
yes.
All right.
You
I need to
got
switch
one
to
for-
character names. Seriously. All right. So, all right. I got
One
Joel's.
for Iz. There's another
I got
one
one
for Vothi.
Another one for.
Actually, there's two more for Vothi.
All right. That's
Oh.
easy enough. We'll make that 3. All right. Next.
One for I.
you
one
are
for-
Jesse.
Mm-hmm. Two
Uh-huh.
for Felwyn.
2 for me. Thank you guys so much.
And two more for Joel.
Oh wow.
And there's a Bane
uh,
that came
Oh.
through.
Nice.
L2.
Spread the love.
Somebody
and
call Ryan a
then
boomer.
Another bless for
Oh, yeah.
myself.
Oh yeah,
Thanks,
I'm
Jax.
hardcore gnome boomer.
Oh, I'm
Hardcore
sure
gnome
that is.
boomer. Yeah.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, so now I need to change everyone's. I'll work on this, but I'm changing everyone's name to their character name or adding it next to it.
Okay.
All right, Matthew, you or Joel. Okay, keep going. I can talk to myself.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for all of that. Yeah.
The party is currently standing outside of the tavern. It is mid to late afternoon. Not too many people around, but you think that's probably because the tavern isn't operating right now. He has basically said, figure out what's going on, handle the issue, and you guys will have bellies full of ale as soon as you do. What would you like to do?
And so we know, Janelle, that we can see the key ring that is stuck in the front door.
No, he retrieved that and locked up that morning.
Gotcha. Okay.
So all of the doors are currently locked. One of you does have a key.
Oh.
It doesn't matter who.
Well, safety first. I'm gonna get my spray bottle of holy water and just basically spray it like cologne on myself. Would anyone else like some holy water? Bothie? Here you go.
Okay.
And just start spraying holy water on everyone.
So as he sprays it on Iz kind of like wipes his hand across, and as it hits him, it actually freezes a little bit, frosts to him.
The gods, much like magic, are not real, so unless your holy water actually creates holes which would be useful, I would like you to keep it away from me, please.
Okay. More
And-
gross.
You know what? Let me hold on. Let me just take a moment. I need to look and see which. No, I didn't. I don't think I took it, but I just need to make sure that I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. So it's I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and make it look like Felwyn. Make it look like Felwyn pissed himself.
Ooh, comes out blazing.
Oh, sorry. I must have gotten you there. My bad.
Yeah, more of your tricks, magician. Keep them to yourself.
Magic's not real.
It's not, it's a trick. It will
I
only
don't-
take time for science to prove your tricks, magician.
Must have had a little accident there. Magic's not real.
Cora,
You said it. You said it again and again. Magic is not real. I'm glad you finally agree with me.
Oh, you do.
Oh,
Whatever it takes to help the magic work.
you two will make a beautiful married couple one day.
Oh,
Who has the key?
That would be fun.
Let's say you do, Iz.
Felwyn. And this is gonna. I can move my token just by
Of
pulling?
course. Yes.
Okay.
You should have full control of yours as well as your familiars.
It says it's paused, maybe?
Oh, yeah, no, that's helpful.
Okay, I got it. So boom, and boom, boom. So he kind of shows the key to Felwyn, and we've worked together for a while. He's like, Felwyn, do you think I should inspect the store for traps first, or are we feeling pretty good about the tavern today? With science, that is, not magic.
If you want to put your eyes to the door and see if there is a trap, then do it, boy.
Would you mind helping me, dear sir?
Are you not capable yourself?
sorry.
Is the door is the little skinny ones, Janelle? Is there like two doors?
There's a door right here. And then the two on the outside are windows, but they are currently closed.
So the door's up at the top.
There's also a door. No.
Just as a little reminder, if you
Yeah,
Never
I'm
mind.
kind of.
Is it Z or X?
it's X, but I don't think that module is activated.
This is the door.
What's funny? So I don't see anything lighting up. Right
It's
here.
the door.
Oh, green arrow. Gotcha.
I see an arrow.
Yep.
Got
Uh-huh.
it. Okay. Dope. Sorry about that.
No, that's why we have
Okay.
the drawing.
I love Foundry.
Yep.
Okay. So is without help, but I'm assuming we have some sort of a bless, Joel? With the blessing of Joel upon me?
I can help you, but I don't think the water's going to do much.
Okay. So I guess is
I'm
gonna
not so
kinda
good with traps, though.
take a peek at the lock before he puts the key in and just kind of see if anything seems untoward or anything
Okay.
seems...
So are you getting the help action from Joel?
I would love it, Joel, if you're willing.
I'll use
Okay.
my eyes.
Yep. All right. So one of the house rules that I play with is for skill checks. When you receive the help action from one of your party members, you roll a single die, but you add both of your skill modifiers. The helping actor does not have to have expertise or proficiency with
Cool.
that skill in order to help you.
Oh, so like it could actually go negative. That's kind of cool too.
It could, yeah.
I love that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
if he has
Okay.
negative investigation, it'll be funny.
No worries. Do you
Yeah,
have
I
negative
did. We
It's a
we
zero.
did make one of those rolls in
Helping.
DK this week. Yeah,
It was-
and
it
at
was
level
OP.
13, it's a little bit different when you have like plus 9s and 12s and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
It was almost as good as Cutter. But anyways, okay, so I'll go ahead and roll investigation with
Yep.
plus 0. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
First roll of the game.
All right.
Come on, nat
Not
20.
bad.
All right, 15. Not terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, you get the impression that when he locked up yesterday morning, he probably did not trap the door. He just wanted to get out of the area as
Okay.
quickly as possible.
And we don't hear anything like behind the door, like slavering fangs, like waiting to eat us or anything like that.
No, it is very quiet based
Cool.
on your passive perception.
Okay. So Iz is gonna go ahead and turn the key.
Mm.
Kind of after he turns the key, he'll just kind of take a step to the side and kind of peek in from like half cover.
The door should be open now.
Yeah, okay. And then he kind of takes a peek across.
All right,
It looks
see
pretty empty.
an empty room. It seems pretty well cleaned. It appears that the night closers are good at their jobs. They've
Okay.
tidied most of the things up. There's no spills or anything. It's just eerily quiet.
Yeah, and so all right. It's eerily
Yeah.
quiet. I like
Don't
it.
think I've ever heard the tavern this quiet before.
And so does it look like the taps are on right now?
You cannot
like-
tell from the distance. that
Okay.
we're
So
currently standing.
I think we'll kind of take a step in, look around. Looks like it's pretty devoid of people, and he's gonna kind of hop right over to the bar,
Cool.
and he's gonna kind of take a quick, like, nimble step up onto the bar, and then over, and if it's possible, pull himself a draft.
Okay. While you're doing
pouring
that, what
drinks?
is everyone else doing?
So I meant to say this beforehand, but basically, like every morning, at like when they start their day, when the party starts their day, I will be casting mage armor on myself.
Okay. Good.
Mhm.
Everybody else just hanging out outside. I see Joel has started to come inside and follow.
And he pours the first mug for Joel
Of course.
and turns around and Joel, here you go, my friend.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
100%.
No worries. And then he sees Volti's giant shadow kind of filling up the doorwell. Volti, would you care for a cold beer?
I would love one.
Okay. He sets one up for her.
I'll
and
take two.
As he sets hers up, he kind of waves his hand and chills it. Pours two pretty fast. He kind of looks at you and, like, I'm not sure we didn't talk about this in session 0. Like, do you have a drinking issue? Like, would I have learned that in the last year?
No,
Okay, cool. So he gives you two.
I mean he likes to drink, but not. I mean, I'm not
For
sure
fun.
how often you've even seen him drunk. Like,
Cool. Yeah, so he slides you two. And he sees Felwyn, his little body kind of comes stumbling over the threshold. Ah, Felwyn, my friend, would you care for a draft?
Why not?
And then he kind of says, to Felwyn, and then toasts if everyone will kind of have a cheer, and just kind of cuts the edge off a little bit because it's a little tense. We know probably where exits are from this, right? Because we've been here
Yes.
many times.
You
So
have.
can you kind of just tell me a little bit about it?
There is one to the south that also exits to the exterior. I have just marked that with a little green.
Cool.
And there
Okay.
is also an interior door that leads back to the storehouse and the brewing house just up there.
Cool. Okay. I would be super interested in that. And did the owner of Beadham's bottle, was it Beadham's cork? Oh, bottle stopper.
Yeah.
The Beadham's. Did the owner kind of tell us where he thought the problem was coming from?
He had no idea. He just mentioned that a couple of his very well-known patrons disappeared.
Okay.
Not much left over, but nobody saw them leave. And
Okay.
then his opener also was not there.
Okay. And do I see a fireplace anywhere?
You do. You see one in the south area.
The south area. Okay. So, and do I notice anything out of place from the last time we were there?
Well, when was the last time you guys were here?
I don't know. Maybe a week ago?
All right. Took a little job in between, came back, expected to
Sure.
have some drinks,
Ah.
found it closed, got really concerned.
Okay.
All right. No, nothing major, no renovations,
Okay.
no large furniture has moved.
All right. So Iz kind of takes a quick hop back over the bar, kind of slyly, and goes to the fireplace. And we don't have a party name, do we?
Not yet, no.
Okay. And then he just throws the glass into the fireplace, kind of like as a toast, and says to us, just smashes the glass for good luck. Do we hear any noise? Does it trigger anybody or anything? Or
Nope, not yet. It does make a nice resounding smash
cool.
when it hits
Okay.
the back, though.
I think I'm
all right.
gonna piggybacking off of that. I'm gonna jump on the bar and then just like toss my mugs just straight into the fire. Just throw
Well,
it.
it's empty, right? It's not on fire, right? Because there's nobody in there. There's not
No,
like a
there's
blazing
there's
fire.
no
Yeah,
fire. It's
Cool,
it's
cool.
it's dead.
Yeah.
And
Do
then
you,
just scream, "To us!"
to us, nice. All right, Felwyn, you're the
fellas,
logical.
you're not a ghost. Okay.
Felwyn, you're the logical one. Do you think we should start in the tap room or the barrel room? I suppose.
Well,
Whichever room.
Felwyn, what do you think it is? Is it a ghost? Do you believe in ghosts?
Of course,
Of
there's
course,
not a
magic.
ghost.
Oh,
Listen,
okay.
all things can be proved with science and time. Of course, there's no ghosts, boy.
I don't know how ghosts lie on the magic, not magic spectrum.
Oh,
Same place the gods do, not on it.
oh, ouch.
Okay.
I think I'm actually going to I'm going to change into sorry, just remind me just for a second. We're looking for the tavern owner, right? Or
You are looking for
looking-
whatever disappeared a handful of patrons.
Yeah,
but
And-
is the tavern owner one of the patrons or
No.
he hired
Okay.
us.
He hired you.
But right, so is the tavern owner normally the barkeeper? Like normally like
Oh,
He is on nights he expects it to be busy and for people to show up that he likes, but he has expanded to the point where he has help.
I would like to turn into the person that is normally the bartender
Okay.
that's not the tavern owner.
Okay. Excellent. So you are going to be you're gonna be Bleedus. Bleedus is a black dragonborn. He's pretty
Cool.
nice. He's he moonlights as bouncer when necessary, but you know, he's got a little rough, but if he gets to know you, he opens up, you chat, it's good. You know, he's got the charisma scored to be both a bartender and a bouncer,
nice.
Same.
right?
Not the strength to be a bouncer, but the charisma to be a bartender.
Yeah, both.
Are you, Coro? Are you still trying to get a job here?
No, I thought that like if I just, looked like somebody that has been taken already and disappeared, the thing that is disappearing people would be really confused and try to interact with us. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a great idea, my friend. I
Do
love
you
that.
think it's watching us right now?
Probably.
Could be.
Possible.
Joel
We can-
immediately starts looking everywhere.
We've not
Okay.
been subtle. And so, as Iz says that, he kind of goes to the next door and is,
So
Joel?
is
oh yeah,
as you pass by the bear rug.
oh gosh. Should I take a step? I'll take a step back. There you go. You got me.
Go ahead and give me a. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Give me a dex save.
Okay. There we go. Oh, this is pretty good. And is the bless for this? Do I have to pre-bless it?
No.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
So, as the bear rug, as your foot brushes the rug and its little paw seems to come up and try to grab you, you're able to jump away.
Up onto the stool, maybe.
Sure, why not?
There we go.
And you identify this immediately because you've been around a while.
Yeah.
You know this is a mimic.
A mimic rug?
And so
Oh my
yeah.
God!
So yeah. So.
I would
So-
like everybody to roll
There we
initiative.
go. I love it. I love it. And so
Okay.
does this work where we have to be clicked on ourselves to do initiative, or does it
Let me see if I did it right.
You do need to have
All
your
right.
token selected.
like lit up? Okay.
Or you can go into the encounter area and just click that little D20 right next to it.
That's only if you have all your stats put in. Because
Oh, that's
otherwise
right.
it won't bring in the right initiative modifier.
Oh,
Oh.
dude, nat 20,
Good to
bro.
know.
Nice.
Is
First
it-
nat
wait.
20.
This is coming out firing.
So I click on my token and then I just hit initiative on my thing over here for Foundry.
Yeah. And I assume 27 is in there with you.
Anya is just on my shoulder right now.
Okay.
So like
Oh,
not
you need
she's not
timber.
flying around. She's not doing anything yet. Oh, but I guess I should roll initiative for her though, huh? Is
Yeah.
that so? Do I do that in the extras part?
Is she in there? Okay.
Yeah, it should be there. There should be an initiative, but you should have Anya's token selected when you do
Okay.
that.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, so I needed to bring her token in.
I just brought her in.
Oh, dope. It's so
My-
small on my screen that it's hard to see. Okay.
My Beyond sheet, I know you said, make sure you check this, is not rolling into VTT. Was there something that people...
Do
Have
you
you
use
clicked
Chrome?
on the Beyond 20 icon in the Foundry window?
Oh, I have not.
That's how
That's
you
what I had to
activate
do.
it.
Oh, I don't have a Beyond 20. Oh, what do you mean?
Like right next to the address bar,
Uh-huh.
like where the extensions are, there should be a Beyond 20 icon. If you just
Uh-huh.
click it, then in chat, next to public role, in like Foundry chat, you'll see the Beyond 20 icon.
All right, so I clicked it, and then display conditions updates to VTT, send Beyond 20 rolls.
Oh, I just got kicked out of Foundry.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So did I.
Did I do it wrong? I did it wrong. I apologize. I clicked the wrong button.
Should we just refresh?
I'm learning Foundry, you guys.
Yeah.
Dude, you're doing awesome, Chanel.
Yeah.
It's been
It
great.
you can get in now.
So just refresh.
Yeah.
Cool. Dude, like a mimic attack within minutes.
Yeah,
That's
no,
great.
mimic attack, you're all eaten.
Yay!
We did it.
I mean,
All
Except
new
for-
characters.
Except for Felwyn, who's like, you should have believed in science.
we won D&D.
Listen, that's what I said.
Game
Uh, Yeah.
Mix win.
So again, so I clicked on the token, and then where do I go to make it happen? For the Beyond 20?
Yeah, are
Uh,
you Did you click it in the Foundry tab?
Yeah.
Do you have Foundry open
Okay.
tab?
So when you look at
Oh.
chat and you see like public role where you have like the options, do you see the
Oh.
Beyond 20 icon?
Yeah.
That means that your
And then-
character sheet is linked to Foundry.
Okay, so now it should work.
Yes.
Is it magic or science? Boom.
Gracias. You're the best.
Woo!
Mama.
That means magic.
Hey,
No, I use science to do that. Game's still paused though.
it pauses when I accidentally go out.
Oh, do we need like to
Yeah.
enter the combat in this?
Okay, so I'm going to roll initiative for 27. And Anya is 5. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Does everybody's initiative match what you actually got?
Yes.
Yes, maybe.
Probably.
Yep.
Most likely.
Mhm.
We'll
Yep.
go with it. We're cool.
Where do I see it though?
Felman's is not in though.
Oh, in combat. I got you.
It says 18. Is
Yeah.
that what you rolled, Feldman?
Yeah, 17 plus 1. Yep.
Wait. 18.
I can't
Okay.
find my little bot guy. Oh, he's so small.
He
A
is
circle
tiny.
around that would be super helpful.
I will update that next time. Perhaps give him a little background color.
Yeah.
Probably black. Knowing you.
Do you all see an 18 for Felon in initiative?
Yes.
Okay, I don't. As long as other people do, that's fine.
Okay. First up, we have is, which is appropriate because you're looking at this little
Yeah.
rug thing that's looking at you going, "Arr."
So, yeah, so Iz has kind of like hopped up on the bench and has his Frostbrand rapier ready and is actually going to hold an action. So if the mimic comes towards him, is going to attack it, and he kind of screams out "mimic" at the rest
Yep.
of his friends, and that'll be his turn.
Okay. Next is Felwyn.
So he just literally yells mimic.
Yep.
Mimic, and you see
And
this.
he's pointing,
thing
like you
going-
see, when he pulled out his rapier, you see the frost kind of come off of it, and he's pointing like right at the bearskin rug mimic.
Gotcha. So then Felwyn will he is going to ready not magic. He is going to take out how do you shield, do you know?
What do you mean?
Like, does it take an action to shield?
It's a reaction.
Like, if I have a shield,
I would assume you guys, are dealing with you don't know what, so you either have it ready or have it equipped.
okay, so my shield is out. Okay, so I also pull forth my rod, which
you
is
do.
yeah, I
Whoa.
do. Which is a it is just almost more like a wandish, but it's hollow. It's like a hollow tube, but on the back there are a number of like small, kind of heavy duty vials and things. And as I pull that out, I pull some things from my belt pouch and I pour them into the top, and then start to bubble and hiss, and then like slurp down into the tube. And when I aim it towards the mimic, I'll move this direction. I'll run over to this side. I'll aim the tube and I'll say science. And a firebolt will race forward from it. And I will try to hit it.
Wonderful.
And I get a 12.
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
Is it 5? Did it already roll?
Oh, whoa!
Nice.
All right.
Dang.
Cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
science.
Yes.
Yeah.
I look back at
So-
Corintana with a smug look on my face.
It took a hefty ouch from that. It's not quite bloodied yet, but yeah, and that is fire, or is that lightning?
It's fire.
It's fire. That's right. It burns like it's got a good old singe where the the edge of the rug would be, and it just kind of like flaps a little bit in whatever wind might have happened when the fire expanded the air. And oh yeah, no, that's a good one. A+. Yeah. Okay. And that's it. You don't want to move or anything. You're good there.
I'm good there.
Okie doke. 27. What does 27 do?
Oh, 27 is my bot. 27 is what let me see what 27 can do. He's just gonna
Dodge. He gonna hold action. He gonna help.
He's just going to stay with me and dodge for right now.
Cool.
But he's gonna take flight. He's usually skitters around somewhere, either on me or around me, but he climbs up to my shoulder, and you hear these like gears whirring, and it's just like zzz, zzz, and these two wings like pop up from behind its head, and it starts to just like flutter up into the air.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Koro, your turn. Joel, you're next.
So, from where I am, do I have line of sight? I'm assuming since I'm standing on the bar.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Koro's gonna like do a circular motion with his hands around the circle on his chest and push it straight out as he casts Chaos Bolt.
Do it.
Nice.
Do it.
And I'm gonna use my Tides of Chaos to get advantage.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm really giving you some options here.
Yeah.
So 24 to hit.
I suppose maybe. Yeah, I guess that hits.
For 9 cold.
Okay, it
And-
is definitely bloodied now.
Since I used a spell slot, do you want me to roll on the wild magic table?
No, I got this cute little check mark where I can use it later. Remember?
Oh.
Like we discussed?
So does that mean that since I use Tides of Chaos, you have 2 check marks?
No? Because you
Because
haven't
Tides
rolled
of
as...
Chaos gives you 1,
Right.
and then using a spell slot gives you 1.
I thought it was rolling a 1.
Does
Oh,
it?
yeah, because you have to roll a D100 now, huh? Because you used a spell
Hold
slot.
on.
Wait.
Hold on. I'm gonna hold on.
You guys, I've definitely DM'd for Sorcerer before.
So the Tides of Chaos is the D100.
Yeah.
Immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of 1st level or higher, you roll a D20. If you roll a 1 on
That's
that,
right. That's the one
So
that
you-
I was remembering.
so I
Okay,
guess I need to do a D20.
roll you D20. We're learning new characters, guys.
No, that was close.
So close. So close.
Okay, so I have 1 check mark.
Mhm.
And that does go from session to session, right? It's just for the
Sure.
day. It's just for the
Nice.
day.
I think it is for the day.
Yeah.
I think it may. I'll
And
look at it while
Tides of
somebody
Chaos-
else is
I think
going.
Tides of Chaos is long rest.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Is that all you did? You did some damage and chaosed it?
Yeah.
You want to chill there?
Yeah. Actually,
Okay.
I'll go to the middle of the bar.
Brilliant.
I can't
Beautiful.
go-
Tiptoeing.
Oh, the game is paused. Yeah, so I can't move my character. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the middle of the
Alright.
bar. Probably less than tiptoeing. Let's be honest. Dancing around.
Yep. Excellent. Joel, you are up. Both of you are on deck.
Far from as graceful as Koro, Joel is basically going to like stumble up onto the stool next to him and then stumble onto the bar. Basically roll off the bar down to here and make it next to Koro.
Okay. Cool.
And then reach into his shell and pull out a string of viney goodness and try and whip him with Thorn Whip.
All right. Go ahead.
For a 14.
Oh, did it roll?
Oh, it came through on D&D Beyond, but yeah.
Did
Oh,
it not
Joel,
come through here?
you need to, every time the game is refreshed, everybody has to reconnect Beyond 20.
Oh, good to know.
Okay.
Good to know.
Well,
That is a thing. So
14
everybody
does
real
hit.
quick, just make sure that
Okay.
it's
It should
connected.
go on damage at least now.
Okay. 14 hits, so damage is look at that.
Did that go through?
Yeah.
Nice. For 6
All
piercing
right.
damage. And it should pull him 5 feet closer to me, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, 10 feet.
Oh, 10 feet. It's right on up next to Iz now. And it's
So- Does that trigger my thing?
no, because it's entering,
Okay.
not exiting.
He had
What
a
I meant was I held the action though, like if he got within, if he attacked
yeah.
me, but I guess
Definitely.
he's not attacking me. Okay. So, I'll wait until Joel's done.
Okay. Okie dokie.
And that's gonna be it for me.
That's it. All right.
Okay.
Bothy.
Okay. So Vothi is going to get this big grin on her face and pull out her great axe and run around the bar here. And she is going to attack twice with her great axe.
Do it.
Roar.
All right.
Yep,
So
baby.
first attack.
Are you raging or are you not?
I am not raging yet.
Okay.
The 16 hit.
Yes.
Nice.
Definitely.
Okay. Why is it not rolling my damage?
Ooh, it
Okay.
did.
Oh.
15.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
And then second attack.
This should be it, baby.
Did that? Oh.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, we got it, I think.
Ah,
Hefty.
yeah.
All right.
No, it's damage
for-
doesn't really matter. Because you're a great axe.
Exploded it.
Describe exactly how it
Yes.
kills the animated
Woo!
bug, bear
Okay.
bug, please.
I'm just gonna bring this thing up over my head as I'm running, and then bring it straight down into the center of the mimic as I come to a stop.
Yeah. Oh. Well.
All right. You take your moment. You look around. Okay, nothing else appears to be assailing you quite at the moment, but that was a nice warm up, wasn't it? Huh?
Oh.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we
And
do it?
and thank you, Jess, for dropping a bless for everybody plus a bane. So
Yeah.
actually
Jess.
getting to
Wow,
use your
thank
XP
you.
in other games. So that's let me add all that in.
Ooh, we got another Bane from Papa Jedi too.
Papa.
Nice. Papa.
Happens when you have players that you DM for or show up
And have like
chat with your
80,000 channel points. Yeah.
players.
Well, I was not expecting that. Did we do it?
That seems
Did,
like
did
a
the rogue
pretty-
eat people?
That seems like a pretty scientific rug. You know, like, geez, some pretty hefty science that can make a bear rug do that.
I
That's the
completely
bartender.
agree, magician. I completely agree.
Slash S.
So is kind of like has the rapier out, is kind of like prodding at this like mangled mimic. And I'm wondering, like, do we know like if there might be something inside of it?
You can always try and find out.
Is it so okay. So Volty,
Yeah.
would you help me look inside this chest real quick and be ready to kill it in case it comes back?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'll just hold my great axe up at the ready.
Cool. All right,
Aim
what-
for not his
Help
head.
me look inside. Okay, go.
Smash it.
and is gonna kind of like prod, poke through the guts, I guess.
Okay, so is a rapier piercing or slashing damage?
So a rapier is a pierce.
Okay, so you're basically using it like one of those sticks they use for avalanche victims to see if you come across anything that's
But-
solid.
Just to kind of like, yeah, well, and just yes, and kind of just prop, like, I guess if there is kind of a lid-ish kind of thing, to kind of lift it a little bit, right? Kind of get in that wedge and kind
Well,
of.
this one it's just a mimic
Yeah.
picture. It's actually just. Does
It's
it
just a
revert? No, it reverts when it dies, right? I know how to mimic. Yeah.
So yeah,
it's
he's just kind
currently
I know
an
that.
it's currently an amorphous blob.
Blob, yeah. So he's kind of just like stabbing like it's like a fondue.
Okay, yeah,
And just seeing if there's any good bread pieces left.
It's you're smushing a flubber, dude. It's
Okay.
just a giant flubber.
And
It's
then
cooking.
he kind of just like hops off of the bar.
Yeah.
Stool with Anya. And then kind of it just pushes it, I guess, off so it's like on the floor, like underneath the.
Okay. So as you're investigating it, please give me either investigation or nature, depending on how you want to roll with this.
I think I'm pretty good at both, but let's do. Oh yeah, I'm the same at both. Okay, let's go nature. Just that's more interesting.
Sweet.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay.
It's that science got in the way.
Remember, you all get one of something at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
You know what? Let's use it.
All right, so I play my games with inspiration, but because we are mushroom themed, it is inspiration for this game.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Just for that name. And can we give you inspiration?
I know, right?
I don't think you want me to have inspiration.
I'm all about player to DM inspiration. I'm all about it.
Okay. Not much better. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, 21.
Okay. So as you're poking through this amorphous blob, you've used your rapier for quite a while. You know what spines feel like and all that stuff. You've encountered a mimic or two. So when you get down and you start hitting some solid bits before you would expect the floor, you're like, oh yeah, this thing has eaten before. Recently, it seems.
Ooh. And like human bone.
You don't know. It's not transparent, but you can definitely feel there's something in there.
Okay. Felwyn, do you have any science that will kind of clear away the amorphous blob so we might see what's within here?
I'm gonna start casting prestidigitation.
There we go.
Bill spritzes it with the holy water.
Very useful and helpful. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to get rid of the blobbiness via Presto.
So the blobbiness is the
I don't know if that's
amorphous
gonna work.
blob of a mimic that is currently not an object. It's just the deadness of a mimic is an amorphous blob.
Magic don't work.
Magic don't work on disappearing flesh unless it's undead and you're a cleric.
Can I just like reach down into this blob where I saw is stabbing and just grab and see what I can pull out?
$1,000,000,000 yes.
I'm gonna do it.
There we
Okay.
go, barbarian, baby.
You don't even have to roll. You follow one of your fingers in one of the holes that he left from his rapier and another, and you just rip it open. And you get to what you assume was the stomach. If they have stomachs, you're not sure about mimic, anatomy, but you see a couple boots, an older tunic. It wasn't super fancy. You think maybe whoever was wearing this was just going out for some after work drinks, maybe a couple bones, but not too much left. There's definitely there's one person in here.
Well, it definitely ate somebody.
So we did it? We get free drinks now? Yay.
Yeah, it looks like it's just one, so maybe there's more.
I mean, we should definitely go around. I mean, that was easy enough to take care of.
Volti, do you think it's possible that this has eaten all the people that have disappeared?
It doesn't look like it. It's just one cloak and some shoes. How many people went missing again?
You think about 3 or 4.
3. This accounts for at least one of them, but I don't know where the rest would be.
And as we look around the room, do we get the sense that anything else is like mimic-like? Maybe like so I guess is like kind of near him, like whatever's kind of standing there, like furniture-wise, he's kind of like poking it a little bit to see if it maybe...
You're just gonna go around the entire room just poking shit.
Just this
Please
end
do.
of it, kind of just this end of it. So like,
just like a pinky, you'll give him the pinky.
and actually, this is something I guess I could use because Anya has a thing where it's called a flyby.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So she doesn't trigger, and she's got really high perception skills.
Correct.
She's got keen hearing, keen sight.
How's her dexterity?
Her dex is a 13, so +1.
All right. So she got a bonus. All right, cool. Okay, so you're just gonna have her.
I mean, because she won't trigger like an opportunity attack, right? Because
No, but the thing about mimics, and you would know this, is that when they touch something, they can grapple it and begin trying to eat it and bite it and stuff.
Right. But she's gonna be like, I guess up in the air, kind of just looking to kind of perceive if it's moving, and then kind of listening.
You would also know that mimics, when they are in their object form, are indistinguishable from any just generic item.
Okay, cool. She does not do that. Thank you.
She could.
Felwyn.
She could just hop from item to item. Check in.
Yeah, no, that sounds useless.
Felwyn, you typically have a pretty good memory. Do you know if there was a rug here before? Is this a new fake rug? Or was there an old rug here before?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, let me.
Because we've been here, right?
Yeah.
Was this bear rug there beforehand?
Do you want to roll history?
Yeah, I am a boomer, so my memory could be going.
Great memory for the good old days.
I'm the second oldest. Could I help him?
Sure.
With the plus, you get a +3.
Well, how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 100 and.
Oh fuck! I'm like 450 years old. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like second oldest.
Super gnome boomer. You're still a child, boy.
No, 215, but yeah, still a baby.
Yeah. History.
And you can roll with help from Iz.
And +3.
Yeah.
And can I tap him on the shoulder and give him guidance?
Sure. Just roll up on those history checks, guys.
Yes. I love that we have 2 people that are over 200 years old, and then 3 people who are like actual
20.
babies.
Like, right, in their 20s. Like
babies.
I get some stuff for some stuff here. I need to remember. Alchemists or artificers have a bunch of shit. Is all I'm saying.
It's true. It really is.
It's a lot of stuff.
And it
compounds
each other.
Yeah, it just pounds each other. I have advantage on all intelligence. Oh, against magic because magic's not real. Okay. All right, never mind.
So, Ryan, Griff brings up a really good point, which is any gnome or dwarf over 250 is technically considered a zaddy, just so you all know. So,
hey, I'll be the zaddy of the group if
who's your zaddy?
If that's what I need to be.
I think we have a team. I think we're starting to get a party name here. Who's your zaddy?
Well, I'm the zaddy. Yeah.
We will have a name by the end of the game today. I guarantee.
So my boomer brain works just fine. Right. I critted. Yeah. Plus, wait, what else do I get to roll now? A D4?
You can
D4.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I get to add how much modifier to it?
That was 3, I believe.
So 25, 28. 28. Sharp as a
You don't remember
tack.
that particular one. You remember a different one, and you're not sure where it went, but that's definitely a new rug or was a new rug.
Oh boy, it is a new rug, or was a rug, but it is not the correct rug. Good eye.
Yep.
What?
So I guess we start looking around the room for other items that
All right.
seem new or unworn. I suppose.
I don't know. I think we should go through this door that's right next to the mimic.
Or
rug.
that. Yeah.
You know?
Open it.
Okay.
Let's go, baby.
I'll open the door.
Chaos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you open the door.
It's a mimic too.
No, I wouldn't do that yet.
You
have no idea how much I wanted to do that, but
is there's no way to like link the familiar to us? It's like lock them together for now.
You can
if you
drag and you can drag over both of them, and then when you use your
Oh, sweet.
arrow keys, they both move at the same time.
I love it. Thank you, Janelle.
We're pretending I know how to do this, you guys.
No, that totally worked.
Okay.
That was pimp. Thank you.
All right. I would like, since you guys have figured it out, I would like both Iz and Joel to please roll perception in this room.
Okay.
And I'm assuming this is happening before you guys start walking around.
Dirty 20 for Joel.
All right, Iz.
And perception. Here we go. Boom.
Oh,
Is it a one?
You know it's
Isn't that one?
appropriate. It's
It
appropriate.
gives and it takes away, doesn't it?
Is okay. Oh yes. Is
I don't know how to grab
Super.
it. Huh?
is as you're walking in, you start to go to the left and you start to like look around because you're used to like taking a look around, getting an idea of things before you act, because you think before acting. You are not as rash as some of your similarly young compatriots. Joel, you actually got a tour of the back storeroom last time you were visiting. You were talking with the brewmaster, and you guys were talking herbs and spices and such, and he brought you back to give you a tour and tell you a little bit about what he was thinking up for the next holiday season. He was going to get a stout chocolate ale going. You know, you never saw these things in here. Those are new, and you know, those aren't spices or anything really used in brewing, either of them. And they kind of like, that's weird.
Yes, you're a little close to things. Those crates there I don't remember those.
And Iz kind of steps back.
All right.
up.
What are you talking about, Joel?
Well, last time I was here, I don't remember these things here. Maybe if it's not too expensive, maybe Vothi just hits it.
I can smash them.
Both smash?
Maybe, oh wait, Felwyn, you have that fancy flamethrower thing, right?
Where is Felwyn?
He's kind of
people on top of each
south
other.
of the door.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he doesn't want to. Okay.
Ryan.
Sorry, I accidentally hit a button on my keyboard and now it doesn't work. So,
Oh,
No.
what did you want me to do?
Everything's great,
Oh, I
guys.
was wondering if you wanted to use your fancy flamethrower again.
The mind-burning things?
I mean, it looks. Someone has water, right? We want to be able to come here again. It won't work if it's burned down.
So Janelle, the
I
water.
can burn things down.
No, the opposite of that, please.
So
Is
the
that
things that you see in the room are generally there. So the giant bucket of water and the smaller bucket of water do exist.
Is it like a well
I'll just
or
go
just a
next to
bucket?
that.
No, it's just like a large basin that they use, and then the small bucket next to it is one that they use to dole water out of the basin.
Got it.
Okay, so as Joel says that, Iz kind of waves his hand like over the water basin because he just thinks it's cool, and kind of causes the water to form into a simple shape and animate in my direction. And then he kind of looks at Joel with like an eyebrow kind of up, like, and is like, you know, kind of asking with his eyebrows, like, would you like me to splash the whatever those are?
I wanted it to be prepared in case we start a fire with the flamethrower.
Okay. And then so you kind of just see it, and it kind of, as he says that, it just kind of swirls for like the next, I guess it goes for an hour. So for an hour, there'll just be this floating
Joel is
shape of
mesmerized.
water. And he kind of makes it look like a turtle.
Oh my god, that's so magical.
Ooh.
Felon can't see it because Felon's focused on the issue at hand.
Let's see.
You're the
Oh,
scientist.
Zaddy is always paying attention.
The are you paying attention to this magical thing that's happening behind you?
Yeah, in any case, I don't trust those crates there.
All right, so I will have my rod out once again.
Yep.
I will pull out some more things from my belt. I will mix the concoction, and I will look at the magician as I use science to create flame and blast whatever it is that he pointed at.
Okay. Is it a single? Is it a line? Are you pointing at which one?
It's fire bolt.
Okay. So just one.
Yeah.
You want left
Doesn't
or
matter
right?
which one. All right, roll.
Left or right? I don't care. Odd is left.
All right. Right.
It's even, so right. Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Roll it.
Roll what? You want me to roll an attack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actions. Attack. Firebolt. Now, okay, here's the other thing that I need to get some clarification on, DM.
Sure.
I have this ability called Alchemical Savant.
Sure.
All right. And I've read some things about it, but it basically says whenever you cast a spell using your alchemist supplies as the spellcasting focus, which I have like attached to my rod, basically. Like that's my, yeah. You gain +4 bonus to one roll of the spell. That roll must restore hit points or be a damage roll that deals acid, fire, necrotic, and poison.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't see, it says no action, and it doesn't say like once per any type of rest. So does this just mean would you interpret that as a +4 bonus to damage anytime I use fire, acid, necrotic, poison, or healing?
That is how I read it. Correct.
All right, well, let's throw another, oh, why did it roll did that roll another D20?
I think you rolled the attack again.
Oh,
Oh.
I clicked on that dice instead of the other one instead of just rolling a
Interesting.
D4. So it's just,
Click the roll damages.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh. No, it's just an auto +4. So yeah, so whatever I roll damage, I get +4
just
to.
add
It's not whatever. Yeah.
Dope.
So did you roll damage?
It doesn't let me do the click roll damages. Let me just go back to my spells real quick. Actions. There we go. So that would be 13 points of damage with my
Sweet.
alchemical rod.
You see it catch this bin of things that don't belong, and it shudders and burns a little bit, but not the way you would expect a normal bin to burn. Ow!
Nice.
So it
Did
comes.
they just talk?
Can they talk? I don't think they can talk.
Oh, okay, that was a DM. Ow. Okay.
No, it's just rah 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 rah. Which is now the official.
I thought it was an actual character saying "ow." It's like, oh god, what have you done?
Oh, and as it jostles the other one, which also shudders and like stretches up a bit.
Nice.
Okay. I would like everybody to once again roll initiative. And I know how to do this. Nope, wrong one. That button.
Oh, I'm a dingus. I went too early.
That's fine. I can set it.
So-
What was it?
So everybody, we need to hold off on rolling in Beyond 20 until Janelle sets up the
Oh.
combat encounter.
Oh, is there a way to know that that's set up?
When
If
you go to the
you-
little fisty dude.
Ah.
Once it has everybody listed.
Ah.
Okay.
Also, if you right-click the fist icon, it'll pop out the.
Oh, that's handy.
Combat tracker.
Good to know.
Oh, sweet. And you can just
Oh.
and I can just press that dice right there. That's awesome.
Oh, heck.
So
Right.
Janelle, mine was a 10.14.
Okay.
Mine was an 11 for Joel.
Joel is.
Why did it say 7? Oh,
I rolled a 3.
Oh,
Ooh,
heck.
we're getting good initiatives this round.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And number
Alright.
27 is not like a regular familiar. It always acts after my turn, so it doesn't get its own initiative.
Okay, I shall remove it. Okay, and then this was just. Right, cool. Huh. Yeah, no, all right, we're gonna kick it off with Joel, you are up next.
So-
for whatever reason.
Sees these things kind of explode out, takes 2 steps to the right. The watery turtle kind of just dissipates and splashes down, and then he just sends at the same one that Ryan just hit, sends a ray of frost.
Brilliant. Go ahead and roll. Nice hits. All right, roll damage.
Okay. Boom.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So it
Okie
does-
dokie.
9 cold damage. And do we have a feeling that like anything behind us is kind of sketchy as well?
Nope. The only things that piqued Joel's interest were these 2 things.
Okay. And then he just finishes his movement and kind of steps on the other side of Joel.
Okay. All right, Joel, you are up.
Okie doke. Staying where he is. So you guys have been shooting the one on the right.
Correct.
Joel is going to shoot the one on the left with a guiding bolt.
Yeah.
Do it. Roll to attack.
Hey Joel, are you using a spell slot for that?
I am not, because I am a druid of the stars druid.
Love stars druids.
Love it.
This is the one that should do that at level 1. Oh, it's only a 12 to hit.
That actually hits. GG.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no.
You see a stream of blue light shoot out from his claws, towards the left one, and it leaves a shimmer of blue bubbles surrounding it. Rolling damage for 10 damage, and the next person gets advantage,
That is the dude on the left. Okay.
and that's radiant.
Okie doke. Excellent. Up next, we have Koro.
Which one did the one on the left you said was the one that just got guiding bolted?
The left is now glowy.
Okay, then I am going to
I gave him a kind of glowy icon.
I'm gonna chaos bolt at 2nd level to that one since I have advantage.
Okay.
Let's see, we're gonna go with thunder this time.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, no, you can't read
That's a
any of it.
fucking crit.
Oh boy. Okay, so do you want to explain my crit rolls?
Nope, you can.
Okay, crit rolls.
I'm just gonna be doing math over here.
Nice.
You do math, I explain. My crit rolls make crits a little bit more brutal. What you do is you take the max dice value, max possible dice that is rolled, which means rogues, painful when they crit. You take that max amount plus your roll for the dice, plus your modifiers, and that is the entire thing. Mind you, it's also applicable to monsters, so it hurts them as well. But, you know, it sure is tasty when it happens.
So we take the first damage, right?
Yeah,
And then just add max to it.
correct. Max dice.
Cool. So I got 2 away from max
Sure.
on both of the first 2.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
So that's
Dude.
14, or that's 24, and I need to add another 28 to it.
Sure.
So that's 52.
Yeah, okay, so it's dead.
52 thunder.
Uh-huh, so that, yep. Mm-hmm.
And I need to roll a d20.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Go one, not one. Give me another one.
Nope.
Oh, okay. All right. That's not that one. Okay. So, yeah, no, that dies.
Thanks for the
It died.
advantage, Joel.
Oh, anytime.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Which one is that one? That one's 2. Okay. You did. Cool. Excellent. Anya, what are you gonna have Anya do? Is
Yeah, so Iz thought that was brilliant with what just happened with Joel's advantage, and so Anya does a flyby of the right mimic and
Okay.
will provide the next attack with advantage.
excellent. Unfortunately, it is now the mimic's turn.
Except that
Do-
one.
Yeah. So it is gonna finally come up and get close to the person who is closest to it, which is unfortunately Solomon. He is going to try to bite. Ooh! Does a 20 hit? Did that go through?
That's
A
jerky.
20 hit? Yeah,
Does
by
it hit?
1. Yeah.
Yay! I get to do any damage. You take 10 damage. Piercing. Plus 3 damage. Acid.
Oof.
Dropping sign.
All
And
right.
it goes and just starts gnawing on your shoulder, probably where there's a little bit of armor, but it still kind of gets it. Yeah.
How much can they move? Do you know?
15.
Okay, so he could actually only move 5 because he had the frost on him this
Oh,
round.
that's right.
There you go.
Okay. JK. All right. That is the entirety of its turn, and it is probably going to have a very short lifespan because Felwyn is right up next to it, and
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna feel good. So as far as the spells I can do, let's just fuck this guy up real bad.
You called it a spell.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Notice I was talking in my voice, not the character's voice.
Mm. Okay, boo.
So this mimic that looks like a crate. Is there any metal on it?
Sure.
Was it pure mimic? It's got metal action? Alright.
Absolutely.
Oh, but I don't want to touch this little bastard.
Oh, I mean, how deadly do you feel today?
Not that deadly.
Medium deadly?
Oh, I got a lot of range stuff because I'm not supposed to be close to things.
You do have advantage, though.
Oh, balls!
Maybe you
I
could-
forgot that I can twin spells.
New
I should've
characters.
New
that.
characters, new characters.
Roll for balls.
Damn. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Sorry. 1 second.
Oh, no.
And I have advantage because of the guiding bolt. Is that correct?
No, that was the other one. You have advantage because Iz gave you flyby with his Anya,
Gotcha.
the
Okay.
help action.
Well, I'm just going to actually back away from it and risk the opportunity attack.
Okie dokie, go ahead. Let's see if I actually manage to. Oh no! You want me to screenshot the fact that I did an at 20?
I'm not seeing any rolls in Foundry. Am I just? Do I need to
because I need to
refresh?
figure out how to do that.
Oh, so you crit me? Cool. All right, go for it.
Okie dokie. Well, you know, it's 7 plus 8, so that's 15 piercing damage.
Oof.
Plus 14 acid damage.
Plus 14 acid damage. Cool. So
Are you still up?
Yeah? Maybe?
Badass.
Oh yeah, I need to fix. I accidentally.
This isn't Fellman's first rodeo.
I certainly would not be up after that.
I have 1 hit point.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you
God.
need. It's D&D. It's all you need.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Owen!
So I'm gonna go super ham on this guy. And I'm just going to hit it with Melf's acid arrow at 2nd level.
Yep. So you have fought these guys before, right? Right.
Oh, I'm sure I have, yeah.
Yeah, you know that they are immune to acid.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not gonna do that, obviously. And I have acid arrow on here twice. I will just hit it with firebolt again. That's fine. That'll be a 26.
Oh.
Yeah, no, absolutely hits.
And then I get
Do you want to see if you
this
crit
plus
it?
4. Oh, I do get to see if I crit, huh?
Oh,
I got an 18 and a 19. Can't get much better, or can't get much worse. So 13 points of damage with my firebolt.
cool.
It already has your alchemical savant damage on there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it does. It does say
Wait,
it.
where?
It has fire damage
Yeah, it's
5,
4.
alchemical savant damage 4.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, hell
Okay,
yeah.
so then it was only 9. Look, automatically does it.
Oh.
Look
I
at
thought
that. And as a bonus action, I will use healing word on myself. No, wait, yes, because I used a cantrip. So that'll just be me. Okay. That's it.
Bothy.
Okay, I am going to run in and try to smash things, I guess. So we're gonna scooch on up here. Take 2 swings with my great axe.
Yeah!
Hey!
Yeah.
Vothi MVP.
Okay. All right. So remind me what I do again. So I rolled
Okay.
a 28.
Okay, so you roll the 28 in. Okay, so it's a nat 20, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you roll your damages for that one.
Okay. So
And
I
then
got
Go ahead.
19.
Okay.
No,
And then
so
what
you
are-
got
It
Wait.
15.
looks like 15 on your regular damage.
Oh, that's the crit damage. Okay. Yeah. So 15.
Okay. So then you would add a 12 to that because the dice that you roll is a single d12. So you just add the maximum amount of total
Okay.
dice.
So 15 plus a d12 is, oh gosh, math, 27.
27 damage.
Yeah.
And
I'm
that
gonna
is your first hit, right? So your
Yep.
second hit is
Gonna
No.
swing again.
Ooh.
Vothi, that's badass.
No.
No
way.
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Crit fishing. Oh,
Dude.
I'm so glad
Who
I'm
did
here
you
for
pay
this.
off at
Oh,
D&D?
right?
Oh, fuck.
Chaos
That's
Barbarian,
so
baby.
good.
Woo.
Hasn't
Okay.
even raged yet.
I know.
So it rolled, wait, I'm confused. Oh, so the 6 and then another 12. So that's 18 more damage.
It would be this. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're good. You're good.
So we'll just call Volthy the cleanup crew, you guys, because once she
Damn,
gets
bro.
in there, she just slashes everything to death as it dies in front of you.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
that's like canon, and then Iz just kind of comes and sticks his rapier.
Yeah.
That's gangster.
And it's making sure.
You double crit. Oh man, that's badass.
Wonderful.
I also
You are
forgot. I forgot to have number 27 do anything.
No.
Oh yeah.
Fucking-
So nothing is currently assailing you. We will end combat for that. What else would you guys like to do in this room?
Well, Joel's gonna go over to poor little Felwyn, who kind of got nommed on. Say, "Oh, it's okay, buddy," and give him some healing word.
Nice.
Oh, thanks.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I my healing word gave me 15 earlier, so I'm
Nice.
5.
he's back a little bit.
Oh, better.
Well, I guess
5 for
that's better than nothing, boy. Thank you.
So Janelle, are we looking at windows? Like that
Correct.
green arrow?
They are currently all closed.
They're all closed.
Oh, no. In this room, it is only doors.
And okay, those are okay. So that's like a south door, east door.
Yep.
And then some shadowy stuff.
And also a door that exits the back.
Can I
Oh,
go
nice.
ahead and just tear into these mimics again and see if I find any more body parts in them?
Absolutely.
All right.
Given enough time, you are fully capable of excavating both mimics. Inside, you find the remains of what you suspect to be 2 or 3 people. You're not quite sure, but there's a mix of things, and they all seem to have eaten have been eaten approximately at the same time as the other one.
Well, I might have found the rest of them.
There's like 5 people missing or something like that?
There's 3 or 4.
3 or 4. So, okay. So,
Potentially found 3.
yeah. And
Man, we got a whole infestation.
Joel, does anything else look out of place? That was quite handy. How you...
That was the first thing I noticed in here. I don't think I see anything else in here.
There's a door here.
And Anya, as soon as Koro says that, he kind of leans forward. After you, sir.
Oh no. Is it locked?
Oh, yes. Well, now it's not.
Oh, okay.
Felon,
Looks
why
like a
don't
hallway.
you stay near the back, buddy?
That's the exterior door.
Oh,
Delivery
we're
door.
outside.
Yeah,
Okay.
you outside.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Oh, and should we have known that?
Yeah, you would have.
Is the
probably
one
done.
south of me also go outside?
No, both of those are interior doors. They go
And so
into
yeah,
the room.
when Koro does that, his is like, dude, come on, and like
It's fine.
points at the other one.
Listen, nobody said I was smart, okay?
You are
Your
pretty.
intelligence score?
No, that's quite
yeah,
true,
my-
magician.
My intelligence is 8. Who needs smarts when you got magic?
It's true.
Oh, it's fine, buddy. It's just the nerves.
I just have performance anxiety.
I mean, who knows? Maybe that door wasn't real.
Oh, Janelle, I think. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Oh, this room looks empty.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. No storage room.
What
huh?
is this though? This looks fancy. Oh, is that just like a
You mean
sconce with a torch?
The lantern?
Yeah, everything's extinguished right now.
Oh, it's real dark.
I thought it was like a lever that could be pulled.
No, that'd be cool, but no.
Oh,
I mean, we gotta go
Maybe
full
it's
Scooby Doo on it. Let's pull on it anyway.
Don't just start touching everything. Boop.
We gotta go full Scooby.
well, Joel would light a torch because he doesn't have dark vision.
Oh, there's a person over here.
What?
As
Joel has lit
soon,
a torch.
as soon as Corantana screams that
Oh,
off, isn't
that's
Anya
so cool.
over there?
Koro, as you round that corner, you see something slumped into the corner, snoring heavily.
I'll go
Well,
and
we can
slap
hear
him
it.
awake. Wait, does it look like me? Is it me?
No.
Is it me?
I'm gonna go slap him awake.
All right. What? Why? What? Oh, my head. Oh. As he raises his head and looks you all into the eye, you get the most horrific dragon breath. It's not literal dragon breath. It's what I call really bad morning breath.
Hmm.
He reeks. He really reeks. And you recognize the face of Sir Frankfurter. Yeah,
Oh,
the senile, old, washed-up ex-adventurer that likes to hang around the tavern and run up a bill, and every once in a while he pays it off. He seems to have managed to sneak into the back room again with his old sack and maybe tapped into one of the kegs without being noticed. What do you want? Oh, my head.
how long have you been here?
What time? What? Yes.
So Janelle, so Iz has this thing where he can do an invisible mage hand, and you said that he had some sort of sack or something?
Yeah.
And where's the sack like in relation to his body?
It's just like lodged up against his thigh as he's like sprawled up against, lodged in between the wall and one of the barrels, basically.
Does it seem like he's grasping it or he's digging
No,
through it?
it's just lying there. It's the sack that he usually carries around.
Okay, so he's gonna try to use the mage hand to snatch the sack.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand. DC like 8.
Okay.
Can you fail?
I think I can.
It is possible.
I'll
Okay,
try
I was
not
just gonna
to-
say, look at that. It's almost all right. So you're able to do it, and he is rubbing his head, and his eyes are closed, and he feels it move, but he does not have
Okay.
the
And,
dexterity or the quickness to grab it before you grab it.
and the sack will get dropped right at Joel's beautiful webbed turtle feet.
Okay. Hey! Oh, my back. Oh. And he's just in agony after having been passed out there for who knows how long.
Do you have any idea what's been going on here?
No, don't care.
Why is no one else
You
freaking
don't
out
care
the
about people being
exact-
eaten by mimics, really?
Mimics. Oh. Oh no. And he's goes to where the bag was.
Joel's like about to slash the bag, thinking that it's a mimic.
No, don't open that.
How are you alive?
Will it eat me?
No. They're good boys.
They're
What do
not
you
good
know?
boys.
Joel
They're
slowly
good
backs
boys.
away.
Well, they're no boys now, so they were eating.
He just goes
people.
really quiet and sad when you say that. He just looks very sad. Okay.
They were eating people.
George, Jerry, and Tom? All
How,
three?
how many? Oh, 3. Okay. Whew. Whew.
Okay. They were sick. Okay. I'm sorry. I raised them from little coins, you know.
From little coins.
What do they eat other than, people?
Mostly rats. I would use them to clean out rat infestations. I've been no longer an adventurer, for quite some time, but I still have the taste from adventuring life. And he kind of like gives a shifty eye, like maybe he's picked up a bit of a drinking habit when the gold was rolling in. So
I'm just gonna presto and make him smell better.
okay. Sounds like a good idea since you're right
Can't
there.
deal with this being in his face and everything.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
Yes, thank me. I also thank me.
it.
That was. Huh.
So he slowly gets up to his feet. All right. Well, since they're dealt with, I will just be on my way.
I don't think so.
Mm.
I mean, we're not just gonna let him walk away, right?
Don't
Are we?
I'm
Koro,
gonna
don't-
step up behind Koro with my arms crossed and just kind of stand there.
Now, what are the relative heights between you two?
Different.
I am.
Oh, I guess I'm as tall as however tall Bleedus was, or is, or was.
I am 7'4".
Sure, let's call. Yeah, no, there's like you can see this much of Vathi over Koro's head. So, it's impressive. It's pretty cool.
I'm a
Okay.
dragonborn right now.
Joel starts to hide in his shell.
Nice.
I'll, not be on my way then.
Well, I mean, what do you all think?
He got people killed.
I think for us to finish this, he has to go answer for himself to the owner of Beatham's bottle stopper. No?
His eyes get big. Everyone will ruin me. He'll kick me out. He'll never let me come back. This is the only tavern that lets me drink here anymore.
But was there a rat infestation here or something? You say that they were used for rat infestations. Like,
Well, they
why
live-
did you let them out here?
They lived in my sack. I
Oh,
hadn't had work in a couple weeks, so they probably got a little hungry.
oh, I see. So you just got super wasted and then just let them crawl out of your sack on their own.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Joel's fully inside the shell, just like rocking back and forth.
Oh no!
And as Joel starts rocking back and forth, Iz kind of like lifts up the opening of the sack just to verify that it's totally empty.
It is. There's like a couple silver, maybe a couple copper in there.
Okay.
Some like one pair of extra clothes, maybe a bedroll.
Okay. Yeah, so he kind of just shakes it out and
A dagger falls out. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. And then he kind of is like, Joel, come back, my friend.
Oh, it seems like a very tense conversation.
I'll stay here.
I don't like conflict. That's awesome.
People are using their adult voices.
He's just kind of standing there looking a little uncertain of himself and chagrined.
What was going on in this tavern when the last you remember? Was it just normal tavern happenings?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've been out for a while then.
What day is it?
You said it's been like 3 days?
It's been
since
2 days.
2 days. So
2 days since he would have been there, and then he slept all through yesterday.
yeah.
And today's about 2/3 of the way through today.
Yeah. So
Joel.
I would explain that to him.
Okay.
Joel, have you been back this far?
How far did my tour go?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, once.
Besides this smelly man, do you notice anything different?
Kind of spins the shell. Well, I think it looks normal.
Okay, roll perception, please.
19. Did that
You
go
don't
through?
see anything else. In fact,
Yeah, maybe.
this room doesn't really change that often. It's a long-term storage fermenting room. So not much has really changed. A couple new barrels, but they look sloshy.
Yeah, everything looks pretty normal.
I say we drag Sir Frankfurter back to the owner and claim our due.
Think that we should go through the rest of the place first?
Is there more though? I see the door up there and everything else led outside.
Joel, you would know that these are the 3 main rooms. There's also a separate sleeping taverning area, but given the fact
I just remembered there being a room to the south in the main tavern room or door, and I didn't know.
that, that goes
led
outside.
to.
Yeah, it goes outside.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is most of it. There's a little sleeping area.
I guess I don't
Mr.
understand.
Frankenfurter didn't go there.
Oh, you know, this is where the food stuff is. Why would I sleep in the bed?
Why are we still talking or debating with this fool? He is responsible for at least 3 to 4 murders. He is a murderer. Drag him outside, beyond the barkeep, to the sheriff or whoever is in charge of this town. And let's move on.
I second
You know
Felwyn's
what?
motion.
For once, I think I agree with you.
Well, you've said many times magic is not real today, so we've agreed many.
So, and this door up on the north side is going to go right back into the other room and then head our way out. Okay. So
I lost Jet. But could I have Jet crawl onto him up his arms and like clack onto his wrists?
As little manacles.
Little manacles, little spider manacles, just like
Oh,
clacked
nice.
his wrists.
Yeah. He's pretty.
That's gangster.
He's pretty resigned to his fate. Like, he's not going to be able to overtake you guys. You guys have his stuff.
Feels like
He's
Matrix.
sore. He's hungover. He accepts, and he is resigned to
was gonna try and find some bread or something to give.
Could
to
I have just one last drink before I walk away?
No.
Joel's like halfway to the bar. Oh,
That's what got you in this mess.
Just one.
But you know what? Hold on. Actually, can I do this? Can I do this?
no.
Is this something I can do? I'm trying to test the limits of Presto, basically. It is the best spell in the game,
It's true.
to be fair.
It is.
100%.
It is 100%. Yeah.
So if I take a mug
Sure.
and go, I'm wondering, like, if I fill it with ale or whatever is in these kegs, can I then Presto it to turn it into water?
Yeah, you can make it taste like water. You can just change the flavor. You cannot change the chemical
I can't change
content.
the actual. Yeah.
So it goes from
Then
like a
if that's
beer to
the
like a
case-
Coors Light. That's all you can do, really.
That,
But it would
if
still
that's the
get him
case,
tipsy.
I will
maybe.
go. I will take that
Oh no.
and then dump it out
Uh-huh.
and quickly scoop up water from this water basin and then Presto it to taste like beer or ale or
Excellent.
whatever, and then
He-
give it to him.
He kind of he kind of like holds his hands like this and like holds it like
Because
that
he's manacled.
and like tries to hold it with the backs of his hands and just greedily drinks it up. Ah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It kind of like opens his hands and the cup falls. Okay.
Are you done now?
Yes. I suppose.
Can we go?
We're going to give my stuff or bring it, please. That's all I have.
I feel like you will not need your stuff anymore.
Let's give him his stuff.
Do what you will, magician. Let's just get out of here.
And Iz kind of scoops it all in with his invisible mage hand and then snatches the bag.
Like tie it to his belt or something.
Yeah.
So it's just floating. The bag is just floating. His mage hand is invisible.
He's like, yeah. No, he's
It's
like,
so
he kind of
physical.
nods. You understand.
I
He's
love
seen
it.
this before. He had his adventuring days. He knows how this works. He's like, all right. Never thought I'd be on this side of it, but you live. And what would you guys like to do with your gentleman? Senile old ex-adventurer, Sir Frankfurter.
Well, should we go put him in a bed and wait till morning? Wait, is it late? I assumed
It's
it
late
was
afternoon.
But we could
Cool.
can't we just take him back to the owner,
Sure.
Joel?
Do we know if this town has like a cell or something?
Yeah, it had
Yeah,
like
no.
a sheriff and some guards.
We are taking this murderer to the sheriff, boy. What are you thinking? Put him in a bed.
Wow.
Jeez.
comfortable. I don't know.
Owen and Joel are the odd couple. It's so good.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I think that we need to just. I mean, clearly he doesn't know what he's doing. That doesn't make it any less awful.
All right, so we're gonna democracy this. To the guard versus to the owner. Guard? Sure.
See any reason for democracy, but it's fine. Raise your hands. There it is. 3. It doesn't matter what they say. We're
Okay.
going to the guard.
All right.
I hate agreeing with Felwyn. I hate it so much.
Kicking it
Are
off
you all
to-
coming or not?
Oh, good. Someone made a choice. Let's go.
So I will turn back. I don't want to show up to the guard or the owner as
bartender.
the
Yeah.
Bleedus. So I will turn back into my normal appearance.
face.
Yeah.
And
You guys.
did since there probably wasn't time for Koro to drink both beers. Is
Oh, there
rechill.
was.
Oh, there was. Okay.
Oh, I immediately downed one and then sipped the other one with everyone else.
Gotcha. Okay, so Iz has a cold one waiting for you at the door. He's like, come on, friend, you've earned this.
For me.
Brilliant. You guys return and head directly to the guards tower. You know exactly where it's going. You speak with the captain who is currently on duty and explain what has happened. The captain says thank you. He will also have a conversation with everyone to just, corroborate facts and see what's been going on. You have the evening. You can go search out Everruin. You can continue on to something, whatever you'd like, but you are standing outside the guard tower after having turned in your captive.
How did they react to us turning him in and explaining what happened?
You guys have called this town, city, your base for a few months, so you have had chance to interact with them before. So it's not just a random Joe Blow saying, hey, here's a murderer, have fun. They're like, oh, okay. They take a police report and throw him in a cell until they can. Yeah. They also know Sir Frankfurter.
Okay.
He's lived in the town for a long time.
Yeah.
They're like, drunk again. All right, go back. Yeah.
Drunky McDrunk.
Yep.
I'll leave him with more. I'll just take water out of my water skin or something and fill it up and then presto it to taste like ale.
Okay.
And just give him another.
How long does that last?
And to presto, it lasts. So that's my third casting of it, which means that. Oh, no. On the fourth casting, the third one goes away. I think it's that or an hour, I think is what it is.
An hour.
It's an hour, but you can only have 3 castings going at a time. So if I do it again before the hour is up, Felon's pants will no longer be soiled.
Okay. You guys, you stand outside, you hand him the thing, you talk to the guard, he gets shoved away. And I think that is where we're going to take a break for the evening.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Something next.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Okay,
everybody.
So we will be back. All right, so we're just taking a little. We're not ending. We're just taking a little break, right? Okay, you said break for the evening, so I wanted to make sure we are still going,
break.
everyone.
A little break.
We will be right back. We will be right back. All right, bye.
Get water. welcome back to Mycelium Madness, brought to you by the Adventure Archive. Thank you. First of all, you guys have been listening to the most musical of wonders, produced by Super Cool. I just linked his info down there. Hey, right there. Please go check him out. He's amazing. He's a wonderful human being as well. He just like exudes all of the good vibes in the whole wide world, and he just makes you happy when you watch him stream. So definitely check him out. Fun fact, Jesse, our very own J-Balls, did the flute parts to many of the music that you are listening to.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
I did
It's
not know
him
that.
too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did that
Oh,
stuff
cool.
for the starting music. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you
That's
guys
great.
are enjoying the music, definitely go check him out. Even if you aren't,
We are not.
don't
worthy.
care. No, don't tell him. No.
No.
Only good vibes. Going on.
Yeah, soup is amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
That's great.
Okay, where were we? You guys were standing outside of a guard tower after having turned in your
Yeah.
captive, and
Yeah.
you were deciding what to do next. It is now late afternoon.
I think we need to go talk to Everruin.
Sure.
Everruin.
Yep.
What's the person's name?
Everruin?
Everruin. Perfect.
Yeah. We're gonna pretend
Um,
that's how I pronounce it.
I think we need to go talk to that person, right?
Everruin owned the bar.
Yes, he is the owner that has contracted you.
I think that's a great idea. Perhaps we could ask him about that lost and found bin as well.
Get
I
paid.
mostly just want the bar to open again. I miss the people.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys track him down. He's been living in the little. You return to the exact same view that you were before, except for now you're knocking on the front door. Over here, and it opens,
Nice.
and there's definitely a person standing there instead of nothing.
Oh no, there's a dead mimic with us.
We brought one.
Yeah, we brought proof. Here's the proof.
It's evidence.
Yeah. Okay. We brought evidence. Okay. A small middle-aged gnome. Yes. Oh, good. You found. You fixed. Everything good. What happened?
I mean, things are not so good, I don't think I would say, but things are fixed.
Can I open again?
Yes, you can. There were just some
Excellent.
casualties
Okay.
along the way. Okay, you don't
Oh.
care. That's fine.
No. Well, that's what insurance for, right? That's why I pay the orcs. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Oh. Okay.
Here's a bracket. Okay. So he begins to shove the door in the face. Oh, the matter of your payment. Yes. Follow me. Yes, follow me. And he like smooshes past you, like darts between your legs or something, and starts heading inside. He goes back into the back, disappears, closes the door behind him, and like 5 seconds later comes back out carrying an impossibly large for him to carry chest. Like, we're talking comical. This is just hilarious, the fact that he can carry it. But, you know, magic exists, and I'm the DM, so I say so.
No, it does
Yeah,
not.
did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Magic is not real, okay? We've established this over and over and over.
So, I think I have done this correctly. He lays it on the ground and says, well, yes, each of you can take something that you find in there. Just dig around a while. I'm sure there's something interesting at least. And he starts going back behind the bar to start pulling some of the better ales out from top and bottom and better thing. He starts pulling some beers for you. I believe that now, if you guys go on to the loot rollable tables, you will find a chest that says lost and found chest, and each of you may roll once on that.
You do not have sufficient permissions to view this
Darn
entity.
it. Okay. So I will apparently make you guys all owners. Is it? Sure, we'll make you owners. Just don't break things.
Don't mind me. I'm just going in and making
Fixing everything.
take a minute
1
thing.
billion diamonds.
Don't mind me.
Who wants to roll first?
Zaddy will roll.
So Janelle says just on the loot tables.
There should be one listed lost and found chest, hopefully.
But that's like a
And then-
sub part of loot tables.
Yes. So
I
you
gotcha.
click on that
Yep,
and
yep,
then you click that and then down at the bottom, if you scroll a lot, it says roll plus. Hopefully.
You shouldn't have to scroll.
I don't know how this works from your view.
A rat rolled a 3.
Oh, the rat.
That darn rat gets everywhere.
So Felwyn wins 2d10 plus 1 ammunition of your choice.
Hey.
Oh, I don't
I'm not
have ammunition. I don't fire
You're a part of the party.
things.
I could trade with you, fellas.
Does anyone fire things?
Yeah, I have a. So you would know that has this like, which you would call scientific, but Iz would call magical quiver that holds quite a bit of ammunition and a long bow and a
Gotcha.
staff actually.
All right. Well, then whatever I get, whatever ammunition he
I'll
gets,
try
and
to get
that's
something for you.
2d10 plus 1.
2d10 plus.
I gotcha. So it's 13. You got 13
Okay.
whatevers.
Plus 1 arrows.
And they're just normal run of the mill arrows.
Correct. They are plus 1
Foster
They're
arrows.
scientific arrows.
Scientific.
They're
I love
extra
it.
sharp and
Yeah.
straight.
Right.
They use the laws of aerodynamics.
Arrow.
Dad, Jess.
Aerodynamics. Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you inspiration for that. A
Inspiration,
plus,
yeah.
even if it was unintentional.
Dad joke.
I'll say it was intentional.
We'll say.
Wait, am I supposed to track my inspiration? Is that a thing I'm
I
supposed
believe
to do?
you have 2 right now.
You have 2, yeah.
Oh, we can
Okay.
get more than one?
So it's where
Yes,
it's
you
the
can have up
dice
to
and
3.
it says roll plus. That's the place.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Let's see what
Did that go?
Anya rolls.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anya rolls. Nearly hidden in a quiver of mundane arrows, you find
Oh,
a
which makes
flat
sense.
iron rod with a button on one end.
This is
I'm down for
perfect,
rods
so-
with buttons. That was a trade,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah.
totally
Alright.
perfect trade.
And that,
All right.
Perfect.
what kind of button is it?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
You haven't identified
Yeah.
anything yet.
Science.
Joel's gonna try and roll through.
All right. All right.
See how this goes.
Ooh, you found
Whoa.
a beautiful gem that seems to have a brilliance emanating from within.
Oh, I have to roll something else?
You have to
Please roll a
D4.
D4.
Oh no, Janelle, I think it's plus 1 ammunition now.
Correct.
Oh,
That's
that's
fine.
awesome.
It's just 1. Yeah. So,
I got you.
I rolled a 3.
all right. It is a red gem.
A red
Ah.
gem.
Oh, wait. So the ammunition is plus 1 ammunition.
Yeah,
It's not
'cause I
D10
already-
plus 1.
I had
That's
a
fine.
little-
Gotcha.
So it's 12.
So you
I
got 12 plus
more.
1 arrows. Yeah,
Dope.
got it. Okay.
Dope.
I ain't picky. You guys are having fun.
Oh yeah, I guess the plus 1 would have been in parentheses, wouldn't it have?
Yeah.
That's dope.
PIMDAS,
20.
you know?
Dude,
It's
I
been
know.
a minute since high school math.
okay. Hopefully that rod does something for you there, buddy.
Oh, it will.
Collect.
Polly, do you want to go next or do you want me to?
You can go ahead if you want.
Oh, interesting. A small sphere of thick glass clinks against the edge of the death chest as you're rummaging around. All right, and Polly, would you like to go?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, shiny.
Hooked on the hinge of the chest's
Ooh.
lid, you find a necklace with 2 glowing red gems.
Oh, I know what that fucking is.
Damn, bro. Barbarian. Oh.
Yeah.
Keep that away from the wild magic sorcerer. We don't need that blowing up.
This wild magic sorcerer already has it, but that's fine.
All right, you
If
guys.
it is what I think it is.
You guys continue digging through, and all you find is a collection of mismatched boots and cloaks and random looking hats that just seem not that interesting. You think you found the only interesting items hidden within the lost and found chest.
Nice.
All right.
People lost some nice stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny when you're a popular tavern, you have all kinds of people come through. Sometimes they get drunk, lose some shit. It happens.
So how's Felwyn looking?
About half good.
So should we maybe take a short rest? And
Yeah.
you could recover some of that. And we could maybe spend some time with these things and just see what.
Yeah,
they're
like
capable
light
of.
a fire, perhaps. Have a cup of glass of beer.
I think that sounds fantastic.
All right. So
Put
you
our
guys,
feet up on the couch.
yeah, you guys are given full run. You have the option to sit exactly where you want. He starts rustling around. He starts moving to open everything up so he can get started for work today. He hires a page boy, sends it out to get his bartenders and everybody in, and starts opening up. He constantly brings over fresh drinks for you guys, and about the third one, and he's like, I don't know if you have a room yet for the night, but you're welcome at the inn portion. I don't have anyone for as long as you want. Just thank you. I'm glad to be opening again. Yes.
Oh, that'd be great, because I don't think I can barely walk home anymore.
How often does Joel drink?
Not much.
No. And how much has Joel drunk?
You said he kept filling glasses. So probably 4 or 5 by now.
Excellent.
I feel like I have a +6 to Constitution, and I'm 450 years old. I've been drinking for quite a while, so I feel like I'm close to dwarf-like resilience to my alcohol at this point.
I
So
agree with this sentiment.
You've outdrank dwarfs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dwarves are
Maybe
literally
young ones.
resistant to poison. Yeah,
maybe
young
young
ones.
I am not old, but I also have a +6 to my con saving throws. So I just am magically capable of handling more.
I am scientifically capable. Are we having a drinking contest right now? Are we rolling con saves
do.
for drinking right now?
Please
All
do.
I
right.
mean,
Please
Yeah.
do.
I love it.
All right, let's do it. Wait, so it's a con save. Let me go to my... Yep, here's my save. Are you ready for this?
We're all rocking it out.
I don't have Tides of Chaos anymore. Fuck.
Oh, shit. I didn't do my... I have to link my shit back up.
It was a 13, though. It came.
Mine was a 13!
No, I'm saying yours was a 13.
Oh.
I saw
I
it.
was like, we tied! No.
Now I got a fucking nat 20, bitch.
Oh, chaos!
27.
Okay, so based on that, I would say Coral wins. I'm pretty sure Felwyn gets a little bit tipsy before Coral even begins to feel it, given that it's literally double.
Yeah, literally.
Well, you are more than twice my size, boy.
Same.
I forgot that you were short for a second, and I thought you were calling me fat.
I mean, you could.
I'm
So-
literally like 3 feet tall.
Question
that.
though. Question for the changeling.
Yeah.
If you turned into a portly gentleman, would that affect your ability? No.
No, it doesn't change your stats or anything.
Alright.
It just changes your appearance and your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't change your stats or anything.
No, but you know.
Yeah. But it that would be nice.
The evening has continued. You guys are well on your way to enjoying. And you are welcome to turn in. You can enjoy revelry. The tavern begins to fill up with some of the regulars. Not so many new people because the new people have already found their lodgings for the evening anyway. How would you like to spend your evening, or would you like to short or long rest, or would you like to...
I would like to see what this is. So I would love to take a short rest and just spend some time with this sphere.
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys just
Same.
spend your time identifying perhaps the items that you have received.
We'll see.
Uh-huh.
All right. So
And drinking, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not a dangerous combination at all.
Right.
None.
I may even dip my sphere in my ale and just see if
I
that
mean-
helps.
Oh,
That
It's good
is
for cleaning. I
He's
hear
dipping his
that's a euphemism.
spheres.
Yeah, that's a euphemism.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Alcohol's an astringent. Just, I mean, it might have been in that chest for quite a while. You don't know what else rubbed up against it. So,
But we
Matt,
can
of
long
course.
rest, right?
Yes, you may long rest. Matt, you received your +1 ammunition.
Thank you.
Vothi, you received a necklace of fireballs with 2
Yeah.
beads, which I'm pretty sure all of you figured out.
Yes.
Felwyn, with your trade, you received my personal favorite D&D item,
Nice.
the immobile rod.
Yes.
I've never had one before. I've never had one.
Oh, shenanigans will ensue.
I'm gonna science the shit out of some stuff with this.
Which I think is going to be amazing trying to watch you figure that out in character. by
And
the
most
way.
importantly, Rod dad jokes.
Right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Listen, that's my second rod, is all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is, hey, Zaddy.
Gonna
you
be
know?
a theme.
Exactly.
Jesse, you received a drift globe.
Yeah.
Nice, which is good because I don't think you have dark vision, right?
Not even a little bit.
Heh.
Say.
And Joel, you received an elemental gem.
Ooh.
It summons
That's
a
not
fire
listed at
elemental. Once. It's consumable.
Sure.
That's
That
so
would be
cool.
insane.
So, you know, use it in emergencies. All right.
Oh, there
You
she is.
guys-
Mama's back, baby.
Hey.
There we go.
You guys receive your long rest.
And Janelle, I apologize. I'm not sure what the frick I did, but is askew. And I have no idea like how that happened.
Oh, so if you hold control and scroll, it rotates your token.
Okay.
Good to know.
Oh, there it is.
Does-
Okay,
Fixed.
it's back.
You figure
Do immovable rods require... No, they don't require...
it requires an action to
But not attunement.
no.
No. Okay, the one thing I do get to do while I'm... It says at the end of a long rest, but I was pretty drunk last night. And I obviously am sciencing, because that's my whole shtick, right? I have an ability where I can craft an elixir.
Ah, yes.
Nice.
But it's an experimental elixir.
Mhm.
So I roll randomly. Where the fuck did you go? I had it and now it's just gone. Magical tinkering, infuse items, spellcasting, artificer infusions, right tool for the job, elemental elixir, experimental elixir. Okay, so I get to roll a d6. So while drunk, I mixed up a bunch of junk, and this is what popped out. Ooh, swiftness. The drinker's
Oh.
walking speed increases by 10 feet for 1 hour.
Nice.
Very
So
cool.
I have that on me, and I assume that will work like potions. Like,
Yeah, it's an action.
cool.
Swim by.
All right. So, but if I give that to somebody else,
Also an action.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
To hand it to somebody as an action, or to
No.
for them to.
Yeah, the handing is a free action for someone to drink it or for you to administer it.
Okay.
It is an action.
I also need to remember that my movement speed is only 25 because I got short legs.
I mean, that seems perfect for you.
Insky beans.
Well, I mean, it could also be an extra 10 feet for our barbarian to go wreck shit.
Oh,
What would that be? 50?
It would be 50, yeah.
oh
Yeah.
damn. Damn.
Try planning counters for that, guys.
Gangster. Everyone's going to want to be a barbarian after this.
Where is everybody?
Janelle, Are we doing it to where the uses? So I get my Tides of Chaos back at the end of a long rest.
Mhm.
Do you still have an option to make me roll on the table, or
It's up to you.
um?
I'm gonna gather 20 of them, and then I'll have you roll.
See,
Nice.
I mean,
Oh no.
sure, that's fine.
We'll say it fizzled.
Okay.
That
Okay.
way I don't have to worry about counting.
Okay. Cool.
The opportunity did not arise because I
That's
really
fair.
didn't want to have you fireball the guard captain. I mean, could have been fun.
Yeah,
I did not have that encounter prepared, so
that's fair.
yes, fine.
And we would know this at this point too. Who has dark vision?
Is
Not it.
Literally just us two?
Selwyn and Is. That's it.
Oh,
But I
okay.
have a drift globe now.
he
I can
doesn't
also-
shiny.
You guys would have seen this before too. I have magical tinkering, so I can imbue tiny non-magic, because magic's not real objects, with scientific properties of my choice. 5-foot radius light, up to 6 seconds of a recorded message, emit an odor or nonverbal sound, static visual effect, including up to 25 words of text, and can affect 4 objects at a time. So if need be, I can pass out like rocks that are illuminated by science to people to give them at least a little bit of light.
That
I'm
doesn't
sure we've done that
last a minute.
before.
I'm
No, it
going
lasts-
to,
Forever. It doesn't have
yeah.
any. It doesn't have a.
Yeah, so you place it on something else, right? It kind of works like that.
I think
Yeah,
that.
isn't it like Presto, where
Presto,
like,
yeah.
if you place
Yeah.
it on a 5th item, the first item
It goes
loses
away.
its
Yeah.
magicalness?
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's science, right? Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Yeah,
we've been
I think
adventuring
I'll
for a
just-
year together. What do we want to call each other or ourselves? Our group? Yeah, that one.
I mean, I feel like the word zaddy must be involved.
what about God, I really want it to be something like
The Zaddy
Zaddy
Bots.
Magical Posse, or like
Absolutely not. I feel no need to catalog ourselves like slides in a box. We are who we are. And there is only one Zaddy, and it is me.
A lot of random
that's what I'm
stuff.
saying. We're your magical posse.
But magic is not real, boy.
Isn't there a
Point to the drift
band
globe
named Big
flying
Bad
around
Voodoo
me.
Daddy? We could be like something Voodoo Zaddy.
How is
No,
both
I-
feeling right about now?
She's feeling the alcohol a little bit. So she's
Has it
probably
worn
just,
off overnight?
yeah, maybe feeling a little bit hungover, probably just sitting absentmindedly tapping on her little drum or something like that and just zoning out.
I love it.
Is there ever arm wrestling contests at the bar? Like back in the day?
Obviously.
Oh, nice.
What a silly question. Of course there is.
I mean, Iz would like to bet some money on Volothy.
Oh
That's gonna go.
boy. Okay. So you guys are gonna head over to the tavern part of the inn after waking up in your rooms. It is the next morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're going to do that,
Because we really don't have a plan, right? Like we've solved the one thing we needed to solve.
Yep.
And we just finished something. So it seems like
Okay.
our natural habitat.
Excellent. All right. You
if
guys.
you're
And
if
we
you're
also-
gonna tell us. Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. We just got raided by DM Susan over at the
awesome.
DM's Adventure
Oh,
Tavern. So thank you so much for the
great.
raid.
Hey guys!
Yeah. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, I
if
hope your
you
game was
would-
amazing.
If
Sorry.
you would have said, if we would have talked about this, and like Volthy is like volunteering to go in and do some arm wrestling, I think I would bring up the idea of turning into a Goliath that is much larger than Vothi,
Oh.
Okay.
and then throwing the arm wrestle in her favor.
This again.
Well,
I feel like you guys-
Listen,
This
if
is-
we're gonna bet on it,
I'm loving this so much.
if we're
Joel,
betting
you know
on
what you're
it,
talking
then
about?
let's ensure a win, shall we?
Iz is so down with this.
Children.
I thought we were the ones betting on it. Why wouldn't we just vote for Vothi?
You're going to vote for Vothi. I'm
As
just
he
going
says
to make
that,
sure that
Iz
Vothi wins.
frosts the mug and hands it back to Joel. Here you go, buddy.
Thanks.
Here you go, buddy.
I was so innocent. I'm gonna corrupt him so much, and I love it.
You can try. I grew up with sailors and it hasn't worked.
That's true.
I'm gonna try.
You're gonna be.
I feel like this is an ongoing process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Coral, good job on not exploding today.
Hey,
Or last night, yes.
He's
It's a new
turning into
day,
a
right?
Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Don't you know?
Don't you
You
know?
betcha. Sorry.
No, you
Alfie.
guys, you gather and exit the sleeping area, head on over to the tavern, and ding, ding, you open the door. You see the owner, Everin, just sitting there cleaning. It's pretty quiet. Most people, by the time you guys wake up, most people have already done the early morning breakfast rush run off to work situation. He said, "Oh, good. I've got a note here. I've got a note here for you. Just 1 second. Yes. Okay." And he rummages down, pulls out. Wipes it off. Seems to have gotten a little bit of water on it, and he holds out a letter to y'all. This came for you.
I'm just gonna like step forward. How tall is Vothi? Like 7
she's-
feet tall.
7'4".
So my 8 foot tall Goliath self, big muscular, just kind of puts my hand out
Oh, I
to
don't-
get the note.
Ooh. And he very physically, because he's a gnome, he physically takes 2 full steps to the side, looks around at the rest of you, he's like, for you. And he kind of looks up at you and he holds out the letter to the rest of you. Because he doesn't necessarily recognize the giant 8-foot Goliath.
Good, that's the goal.
There we go.
All right, so did anything pop up on your screens?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay,
Shroomsville, baby.
Oh,
Yeah, Felwyn would go take the letter from his fellow gnome.
Yes. Oh, good. There you are. That came for you. Not sure what it says. Good at not reading things meant for other people. And he goes.
Am I,
He disappears into the back and starts gathering some food for you guys.
am I meant to read this?
Yes, it came for you.
Very much appreciate
Farming town of Shroomsville has always been a little off. Strange traditions, some strange people, and an almost obsessive fondness for the local brew. About a year ago, though, the people of the town stopped tending their fields and instead focused their energy on mining out the caverns beneath them. No one knows what they were looking for, just that they left their crops to rot and started digging. Now, this is all well and good. I mean, every small town has its secrets, but something's changed. A few months ago, we started hearing some unsettling rumors. I sent some of my people to check things out. Only one came back. He's been despondent with little memory of what he saw or where he went. We've managed to pull out a small handful of details, none of them are promising. Mass illusions, human sacrifices, and a name. Xandrith. This is a problem, but there's something else. A strange mist has appeared above the town and its surrounding lands. The landscape has been warped and twisted. The creatures that now stalk it are mutated beyond recognition. You'll have to navigate these fungal wilds in order to reach Shroomsville. I want you to figure out what the hell's going on in that town, and I want it taken care of. If you can get it done, you can name your price. And it seems to be signed by Lawmaster O'Rourke.
Oh, you guys would recognize the name immediately as the lawmaster of the town, like the head dude. You've done a couple small jobs for him when you were just starting out and needed quick coin. They always need small groups to clear out bandits and ruffians and stuff. So you've done a little bit of work with him before. Apparently, sometime during the night before, your name came up for whatever reason with a few guards, and he remembered and realized that you guys were in town. Thought maybe your particular talents might lend you to successfully completing this particular task. As you read this out loud, what would you like to do?
So you said there's not many people here.
No, it's pretty quiet. I know.
So
That doesn't sound
we're gonna
good.
stay here until tonight, yeah?
Somebody roll a d6, please.
Who's got it?
There we
3.
go.
There we go.
So there are 3 other people in the room.
I mean, we would need to leave tomorrow anyway, right?
What? It's the morning. It seems like a good time to leave. It is morning, right? Goes, checks the window. Sunny out, yes?
I mean, there's probably it's fine. We can go ahead and go. There's probably a tavern there that we can gamble within.
I do like the sound of naming our own price. Yes.
Well, yes.
That means I have to decide on a price.
So breakfast
So-
to go then, and you see a small gnome just at your elbow. Koro, not Koro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
And he's holding the plates out. Places them on the bar. Back with more. And goes back and he can only carry 3 plates because they're regular sized plates, but he's not a regular sized person.
nice.
While he's out there, I think I'm gonna take my plate and just like dump it in my mouth, my oversized large mouth, and then just put the empty plate back on the bar. And when he comes out, like clearly mouthful, just be like, "I didn't get any."
Mm-hmm. Right. Places the plates down, takes the empty one, goes in the back. It's a solid English breakfast. You got beans, you got tomato, you got sausage,
Yeah,
and crumpets because I like crumpets.
yeah.
Also, I've decided it's English.
Sure.
That's how it works.
Uh-huh. So shall we get going?
There is no time like the present. And is the small gnome going to guide us? The one that gave us the note, or is that the
he's
bar owner?
he's the owner. That's
He's the owner of the
Everine.
bar. And
He's
but we
just
pretty much-
passing off the note.
We know where to go. How far
Yes.
away is it?
It's center of town,
Oh,
15-minute minute walk.
I hate to kind of ask this because I don't enjoy asking like general questions like this, but in the year that we've been together, and you said that we've done a few things for O'Rourke, what do we know about him? Like, what do we know about the town of Shroomsville?
Roll insight, please.
Sure, I'm proficient in that. 11.
He's a solid stand-up guy. He got to his job by working hard, doing things that generally the populace viewed as good. He is elected to his position, so, at least a voting majority of people are pleased with what he's done. He's also been in this position for quite a few years. Various reasons. After the first 3 re-elections, people stopped trying to go up against him, but he hasn't gotten complacent.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
All right. You guys finish up your breakfast. He brings out an additional one for not Koro.
Mm-hmm.
For Koro asterisk.
Yeah.
Gather up your things, head off. It is a 15-minute walk to just a general room. His office. You're ushered in. You've been there before. It's a nice little office. He welcomes you in and sits you down. He explains essentially exactly what was in the letter. The little town of Shroomville has been there for a few hundred years, but just recently it has seemed to take a turn for the worse. And the people that he has sent, only one came back. He offers you whatever assistance he can offer, including discounts on any adventuring or otherwise supplies that you may need that he has access to. He offers to let you talk to the agent that did come back.
You give us that person's name?
Yes, absolutely. I know the agent's name. Nope. Okay. Where's my handy dandy NPC names? His name's Cappy.
Cappy, yeah.
Yeah, his name's Cappy, which is amusing.
Nice.
Love that.
That was your crowdsourced list.
Yep.
Nice.
Most of the names have been crowdsourced.
That's awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Does he look just like this guy, or is that guy the law master?
Which guy?
The guy that looks like Beatum.
No, the Beatum is just because I like Beatum.
That's Beatum. Okay.
Who doesn't like beat him?
Andy told me I could use Beatum face.
That's awesome.
So, thanks, Andy.
It's sweet that his hat matches exactly the
Right?
mushrooms that are right over
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh my gosh. This is
he
not
sits-
what we see though. Like his office.
No. This is just holding
cool.
screen.
Cool. Okay, I got you.
This is theater of the mind at the moment.
Yeah. So we're literally in a dude's office
Yep. Sitting in our dude's office,
Okay.
standing, sitting. He's
with
sitting
Cappy.
there. Yeah, with
Cappy and the law master.
Cappy's not there. Just the law
Oh,
master.
okay.
Sir O'Rourke.
Yep.
O'Rourke. That's a name. Yep.
I think our first step would be to talk to Cappy, right? Does anybody else have any ideas?
Well, sir, do you have a map of how to get there?
Oh yes. We can get you a map. You see the thing about the wilds is that they appear to be changing pretty often. Every night new mushrooms, giant mushrooms appear out of nowhere. And then every once in a while they just disappear again. So I can give you what used to be correct. It will at least get you the waypoints, perhaps. Don't use the road or guarantee the road will still be there, but basic directions at least, yeah. Absolutely.
The roads are disappearing too?
Yes. The entire area has transformed little by little.
Oh.
It seems to be expanding just a tiny bit.
Hmm.
Yes.
The human sacrifices. We don't.
He hears that. He's like,
What?
what? Where did you hear that?
In the note you wrote.
Yeah, let's pretend that I remember that note. What part of the note are you talking about?
So it said, I wrote down, you had the thing about human sacrifices and the thing about hallucinations.
Hold on.
I think.
From Lawmaster O'Rourke, it says,
Yes, that's right. Yep, you're right.
I mean, I
Sorry.
was totally into Felwyn, but I was like, ooh, that's like,
Hey,
I only reread this module 3 times today. That's fine.
a lot of information to keep track of.
Yeah,
For
my
sure.
little ADHD brain. I remember things for approximately 10 minutes. I'm doing great. That's why I take notes. Yes, very odd. Very concerning. I guess it kind of explains the state in which our agent is currently in.
so Cappy is a human.
Oh yes, Cappy is, well, he is supposed to be. His mind is a little addled. The
In
physical,
what way?
it's probably better I just take you rather than trying to describe it. And he slowly stands up and like squares up the papers on his desk so it looks like he was doing business. Stands up and goes to the door and ushers him. Let's go. I will take you to him.
Is there anything kind of like super interesting on his desk?
Roll perception.
While Matt is rolling that, I forgot to say this, but on the walk over, I would have turned back into my normal presenting self
Okay.
because I would want him to know who I am. You know, like
He basically understands that it's going to be the other 4 plus random person. Unless you
Cool.
always are your face when interacting.
well,
with him.
in your version of this world, are changelings viewed as like evil or bad?
I mean,
or...
disguised self also is a thing. Seeming is a thing. He is used to
Yeah.
people not always looking the same,
Got it.
especially
Okay.
when dealing with adventuring groups.
Got it. Okay.
Either you didn't do your makeup today or you're just feeling a little bigger than normal.
He got swole last night. So
They're working at it so hard, and I don't understand that.
Okay, what'd you roll, Matt?
A 19 to perceive the desk.
All right. What exactly are you looking for? Just anything that's interesting?
Yeah, I mean something like kind of he prefers like shinier and valuable.
Okay.
Got the itch.
He has a very nice looking pen. It appears like it may have been a gift from the mayor or something.
Okay, is it like the centerpiece or is it kind of just set to the side with some other stuff?
It's in a nice little pen stand, you
Okay,
know.
totally by
those like
itself?
gift sets. Yeah, it's right there, like in the
Ooh.
center right of his desk.
Okay,
So
so
shiny
and
and
he walks in front of us and out the door.
Yeah, he goes to the door and opens
Yeah,
it for you.
so he, I mean, is kind of walking behind him.
His back is to you.
Yeah, and his back's to me, and he just kind of like invisible mage hands it and
Yep.
kind of zips it into his little
Yeah, no,
pouch.
I think even and you're proficient in
Okay.
hand thingy.
All
Sleight of hand. Yeah, so
Off of
even
her.
just basic. Yeah, it's gone.
All right.
So it's a gold pen.
Yep, a gold pen engraved to Lawmaster O'Rourke.
I love it. Okay.
Good luck trying to pawn that.
Do you
Nice.
take the
Damn it,
the-
Ryan!
the
I was gonna roll for proficient in basic hand thingy.
I use word goods, guys.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna take it and run with it.
Do you take the stand as well, or just the pen out of the stand?
Negative. I'm gonna
Okay.
let him wonder about it.
He's
He seems a little bit stressed. I'm assuming because
I mean, he's got
Group
full
died.
plate. He's in
He's got a
charge
lot
of the
on his
entire
plate,
region. Yeah.
I have an idea for later.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. All right. All right. So he takes you outside. He heads down a couple side roads and he goes to what might be considered infirmary. It is a part of the guards where, you know, people get patched up. It also has the mess hall nearby. It's just where they keep people who are recovering. And then it takes you down a long hallway. And at the end of it, there's a door to a specific room where they keep people who have been exposed to things. Opens the door. As the door opens, you hear just an uncomfortable amount of mumbling and muttering and just someone is in there with their mind so addled and broken that they are no longer themselves. You walk in, or do you stand outside?
Joel would go up to him. He would walk towards the voice, assuming that the voice can be seen, the person issuing the voice.
You see they're lying on a bed. He's not restrained, but something seems to be keeping him there. He's not like physically restrained, but his head is twitching every once in a while. His eyes are unfocused. He looks. It is not him. He serves a higher master. She speaks through a crack in the world, a tear in the ground. Lucidity seems to leave him again, and he starts just twitching. Do you stand in the doorway or do you get close?
Joel gets close.
Okay. As you approach, you see a young man with short cropped hair, one that you would expect to see someone in the service. His eyes are glazed over, unfocused. There are thin strands of a fine, wispy substance extruding from his skin, and tiny grayish blue mushrooms. Yes, from his skin.
No.
Tiny grayish blue mushrooms sprout from his gums and between his teeth.
Oh!
I don't need to roll to know I haven't seen this illness before.
No, you have not.
Seems a bit of a fungal infection.
Oh, this poor man.
Who serves someone greater?
Him.
That's nice to know.
That was a nice touch. Who is him?
Switches a little bit more. I spoke to it. All of it. Billions of voices. And they were each my own. I was whole. For one terrifying moment, I was made whole. I should never have left. And his eyes kind of roll back a little bit. His head starts twitching again. And his lips peel back. And it looks as if the mushrooms kind of move on their own a little bit.
Joel takes a few steps back. Oh, this doesn't seem good. Yeah, I can see why you want this stopped. Mm-hmm.
I think I would kneel in front of him, pretty close to him, and then I'm gonna cast message while pointing to him. Who does he serve? That's what I say into his mind.
She speaks to him through a crack in the wall. A tear in the ground.
Where is this crack in the world?
The sun, he fears the sun. He has been many years without it. The sun will cleanse him. The sun will set him free. And he devolves into a giggle of madness. Just breath-rending giggles where he can barely breathe in between gasps of just
Does the room have windows?
no, it is windowless.
So is the Lawmaster with us?
He is hanging out like 3 meters away from the door.
So sorry, just really quickly, I would explain to the group that I did message, hoping that it would be a clearer thought process, and it wasn't at all.
No, his mind
Like,
is completely gone.
This is way deeper than just surface
Yes.
level,
It's,
and so I would explain that to the group. Sorry, go on, Matt. Sorry.
he has been changed.
Koro, they told you there was many years without the sun?
Yeah, apparently the one who
What do you
worships
think?
her.
This Cappy seems to be mostly gone. Perhaps we drag him outside, yes? Expose him to the sun. I can't imagine keeping him in the dark here will be helpful.
I will look to O'Rourke's response to that, because I have a feeling he wants this person not seen by other people.
He says, he returned to us of his own volition. However, it appears that he prefers the darkness.
I'm quite sure of this. I don't know much about mushrooms, but they dwell in the dark. What's holding him in place, Lawmaster?
His body has ceased.
So
I shall show you. And he kind of steals himself a little bit. Like, this is an imposing man. This is a man who has seen some shit. And he
Cappy.
No,
Okay.
no. Lawmaster has
Okay.
seen some shit.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Lawmaster has seen some shit, but he kind of like takes a breath and then kind of like holds it a little and walks in. And he grabs a stick or something, I don't know, the edge of his dagger handle, and he kind of like pulls up the leg, the trouser leg, and beneath you can see the entirety of his body is covered in a thin, twisting, wispy substance to the point where it appears to have replaced his skin almost. You cannot see any like tactile flesh anymore.
This is not right. We need to release him from this.
What we need to do is study it further, is what we should do.
Joel's eyes are gonna flash real quick as
Okay.
I'm just gonna quickly cast Detect Magic.
Excellent.
Detect science, but okay.
I didn't say that.
Okay, please display the spell in
Tomato.
ETT.
Oh, how does one do this?
I believe you look up the spell on
Oh, display in VTT.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See?
It worked?
Foundry.
Oh, hey.
All right.
That's cool.
So for the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. Spell can penetrate, blah, blah, blah. Other than the obvious magical items that your party is wearing and or wielding, The Lawmaster has a couple items as well. The thin, wispy strands that you see give off a faint magical aura. They do not appear to you to be the source, more of an aura, something that it is sourced elsewhere, but it extends to this man and envelops him.
So like a magical effect almost?
So, yes, but not mechanically.
Right.
Sort of. Pseudo-mechanically, I guess.
So, does anyone else besides Iz have like a nature proficiency?
I think I do.
So Iz kind of looks at Joel.
Yeah.
It's like, Joel, before Felwyn cuts into Cappy, we've learned a bit about mushrooms. What do you know about this? Perhaps I could help you.
What do I know about it? Perhaps he can help me.
All right. Do you want that to be a nature roll with assistance?
Yes, please.
Okie
Yeah.
dokie.
And
Go
we
ahead.
plus 7.
You guys put your heads together.
Or I'm
Holy
sorry,
heck.
plus 6.
Oh, I mean, yeah, so much better.
So plus 6, that
Uh-huh.
would be a 16.
All right. Oh, wow.
And you know what? I have inspiration. Why not use it?
There you go. It's handy.
Both used on nature checks for the record. Very, very on brand for the mushroom.
Oh!
Oh, look at that!
You know
Son.
everything. Okay, what do you
That's
want to
a
know?
29.
What
That's
can I tell
29.
you with a 23? 29.
Crit.
20
Crit,
because of
baby.
the
Okay.
assistance.
He
What do
knows
you wanna-
everything about mushrooms.
Oh, wow. I just go on a long rant
Is it-
about mushrooms.
Everything he
different
knows about
side
it.
effects that mushrooms can have on people.
Like while you guys are chatting, like is curious, like, you know, do you think that the thing that the aura is coming from can hear us right now, can see us through him? Like he seems to be part of something bigger.
You do not
Okay, we
get
know
that.
what school of
you do
magic
not.
it is?
Oh, I thought Joel knew that.
It is not a school of magic. Not that's
Oh.
coming to my brain. Not knowing what I know about. the
So
game.
it's not divination, which
correct.
would
Correct.
pretty much let us know that
Well,
you
I don't
can't.
think
They're
so.
not.
I don't think anything is listening to us. I haven't known any sentient mushrooms.
Do we think that Cappy can be controlled to perhaps attack us or be a danger after we leave to the
You think
law
he's a
master?
zombie mushroom?
I do not know, but this looks dangerous. Like if he's like, I'm kind of concerned right now just for Cora, who was so close to him already once.
Why don't we investigate him further? Is he writhing around in the bed or anything? Is he physically moving and stuff?
His head is really the only thing that twitches every once in a while.
The rest of his body is just like not moving.
It appears to be paralyzed.
Oh, interesting.
I feel like I'm with Iz here. Like, we should try to get him outside and see if the sun does anything to him before we start cutting him up.
I'm not saying I'm going to cut him up. Why do you assume that I'm going to cut this man to pieces?
That's what Joel said. Or someone said that? I don't remember.
I just assumed I've heard people talk about medical
Oh,
autopsies.
You know what happens when you assume, boy.
Mm.
Could I try casting Druidcraft?
Sure.
I'll display that one too. Basically make a harmless little light, kind of sunlight above him.
Cool.
Any reaction from him to what's just a little glowing orb?
He was rather still, just doing a couple twists, and it's just like a light. It's not like daylight or anything, right?
No, it's a harmless sensory effect.
Okay, so he kind of like purses his eyes and turns his face to the other side. But he doesn't appear to enjoy it. partially because he's been in a dark room and it's bright.
I would take it away.
Even a light that small affects him. I think the sun may do irreparable damage, so I will investigate him now. And I will walk forward, and I said, just to be safe, I'm going to pull out my rod. It is
Every time.
It is my immovable rod, though, and I will push it down into his chest, like across, and click the button, so he's like pinned down by this thing.
Yes.
And I would like to just use my I'm a little. I've been living for 450 years,
Yes.
and I've got a little bit of everything. I have alchemist supplies, disguise kit, smith's tools, thieves' tools, tinker's tools, and woodcarver's tools.
Absolutely.
I got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I will use bits and pieces of all those things to kind of like explore, like just like peel the shirt back and look what's going on, like, you know, like direct the lawmaster to hold the legs up, just genuinely like pick and prod at some of this stuff. If there's a little mushroom sticking off, I want to like snip it and see what happens, and just generally investigate this.
All right.
All right.
All right. So you lay out all of your tools very nicely because, of course, they must be in their particular places before you begin to.
There's no other way, but yes.
100%. You pick up your first couple tools. You carefully unbutton his chest shirt, tunic covering his chest, and place it back. You take your pincers, pluck off one, and that is where we will end for tonight.
Yeah.
Oh.
A mystery deepened.
Thank you,
A
everyone,
mystery.
for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. We actually got into the fun stuff. Hopefully I didn't creep y'all out too much. Kind of played that up a bit. Didn't expect that, but
It was great.
kind of sets the tone for the rest of it though. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Super Cool, for the amazing music. Thank you, Josiah Rise, for writing this super cool story that we're about to dive headfirst into. If you go to our website, theadventurearchive.net, we have a page there that is entitled Mycelium Madness, where you can get the link that goes to his Kickstarter. Maybe hopefully one of these days. I'm not sure if he has a way to buy it, but at least check it out. Don't read ahead though. That would be mean. Yeah. Would anybody like to say anything before we sign off for the evening?
Well done.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
awesome.
Good job.
yeah, that was a great first session. So this is the Adventure Archive. We have some wonderful other streamers here with us. For all of you know these people, but just in case you don't, Jesse right above me, Jables917. Please go check him out. He does some wonderful Lego builds. Jedi Mama, amazing variety streamer, also recently doing some Lego builds as well. But make sure you go check them out. Can we get actually? I can do that. A Jables and a Jedi Mama, in there. Please go drop them a follow, and everything you can there. Again, check us out. What's today? Monday? Wednesday for the Dark Kingdoms, our evil campaign, where myself and Matt are both players. Janelle is occasional guest player, but always there for us. Thursday, we'll be doing our first session of Victory Basic with myself running for Horrible Tomato, Gingerous Souls, and Hunter, who you can see with me also on Saturday for the Weekly Scroll. It is our tabletop role-playing game podcast where we go over what's fun and neat on Kickstarter, and then dig deep into a book, a tabletop role-playing game, and review that. So that's what's coming up on our channel. And again, please check out all of these people. And that's it. And I think we're going to do. Does anyone have any special requests for raids other than just another D&D streamer?
Let's see who's on yet. There's this wonderful D&D channel called The Adventure Archive that's live right now.
Oh, okay. Let me throw that in here real quick. All right, well, we will go to. We can just go out and stay around for the lovely credits. I know that L2 loves those. And I will grab a raid, and please stick around as we hop into one of those. Thank you so much.
Good night.
All right, good
Bye,
night,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.